give me just what I need, and I can feel the whole.
Fridays. Josh, I always say that I love Fridays only because I don't get to wake up at dawn, but you always end up waking up at dawn because you have one thing or the other
Exactly.
to do. But, on paper, we love Fridays, but we hate Mondays.
In reality, it's different.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. We hope that you've had a good week so far. Thank you for sticking with us. I am Serwaa Amihere.
And I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. It's a Friday, and as always, excited, so am I. Very, very excited about today.
We're kind of wearing the same colors.
Yeah, the teal is appearing, and we didn't plan this.
No.
Oh, yeah. Good morning to Ethna Concilio for this. He decides to make me look good on Fridays.
I thought he was coming to thank his wife for picking the outfit.
No, I mean, she has no part to play in this. Yeah, but she says it looks good, so that's the part she
Have you
plays.
sent her a picture?
Oh, she saw it, so.
When? Anyway, you're welcome to the show. So this morning, today's Friday, every 233, what's it? It's
Jazz Bar and Grill.
Jazz Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
Kind courtesy, the EIB network, Star 103.5 FM. We will be there, in our fugu. It's going to be fun. Bolare is going to be there.
General Manager Nanaya is going to be there.
Right.
Feeling Daddy.
Yes.
Feeling Daddy has
Daddy
bought
is
some
going to be
special
there.
fugu just for today, and I'm looking forward to it.
You're going to be there as well.
We are all
And
together.
GHOne is going to be there. You're welcome to the show. Before we bring in GHOne, let's begin with our quote of the day.
So Eleanor Roosevelt says, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And that's the quote for this Friday. So you need to believe in the beauty of your dream, because that's when you can take hold of the future and own it. So it's a Friday. This is not a time to be advising you. Princess Ian says Yentofo on Fridays. If you want to advise someone, wait for Monday. But please believe in the beauty of your dreams, because that's how you get to take hold of the future. It's a Friday. We are easing into the weekend. We are setting the pace for a beautiful and fun-filled weekend. So let's bring you our video of the day.
like this song because everyone says I have
Sisifia.
but yeah, you know, Kim Paluta has a new song with Kwabena.
Oh, okay.
You know it?
No.
Oh, you don't know it?
Charlie.
No, he knows it, but you don't know. You don't
Okay,
know that's
perhaps.
yeah.
I might not be.
I think that the director should play. It's a very beautiful.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
very,
it's Kwabena Kwabena.
very, very beautiful song. Anyway, so that's our video of the day. It's time to bring you court today. With our in-house lawyer. I know they like to, times have changed, and you know, now, but Kwenote, how's the fasting?
So far, so good. Second day into it.
Second day or third day?
Early days, some started early, and then I started the day before yesterday.
So this is your third day?
Second day.
Second day?
Yes.
Oh,
So
You
far, so
started Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Today's
Today's
Friday.
your third day.
yes.
You've lost tongues.
Yes.
So soon.
But sometimes the way when you start, the beginning is very, very tough. It is well.
kind of.
So
What's up?
I'm going to discuss something that Serwaa will be so much interested.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Serwaa will be so much, and I'm going to ask you to tell us how it feels from that particular point in time, because on Monday the General Legal Council had an induction ceremony
Okay.
for students who were admitted for the 2025-2026 academic year to study their professional law course. How was the experience like? I'm sure you attended an induction. Yours was held at the Ghana School of Law, the premises of the Ghana School of Law. How was it like, a day like that? How was it like?
Well, you know, so usually at this time, this is in the beginning of the year or the beginning of the academic year.
Yeah.
That's Sadiq Adams. Do you see him?
yeah.
Yes,
A
and
lot
then
of
Roland
familiar
Walker.
faces.
Yes. So usually at this time, you know, we've gone for a lot of lectures because
Absolutely.
the academic year starts in September, October.
Yes.
You know, and this is what February. So
Yeah.
you should know that a lot of lectures they're already in the system.
there.
They are preparing
The
for.
system, they are getting used to the
They are,
system.
no,
so
they're actually preparing for the part
exam-
one
exams.
exam.
Sure.
The part one exam starts in June. You know, so they're already in the system. This is just so you swear an oath at the
To abide
induction
by-
to abide by the rules of, you know, even the profession that you're yet to get into.
Yeah.
But you know, the profession starts from day one when you
Enter
enter
into the
and
law.
start doing your LLB.
Sure.
So at this induction, you see the papers they are holding is an oath, you know, that they swear to.
very powerful words.
Yeah, very,
that
very
you have
powerful words. So what's the feeling like? I think the sash, the fact that the oath is being administered by either a Supreme Court
speaks
judge
volume,
or a Court of Appeal judge or a High Court judge. It's the feeling of knowing that you are very close to
You are
becoming
close.
a lawyer.
So
yeah.
you interact with people and they will tell you that in a law school, when you are there, you as a human being, you as a person who is there, you will sometimes feel so miserable with yourself because the journey is so tough. The study, have a lot of things to read. But everybody who knows you are in the law school is happy for you at that particular point. So on Monday, this particular induction came on at the UPSA auditorium, and as you see, General Legal Council members on the high table, the Chief Justice, Director of the Ghana School of Law, the Attorney General, Ghana Bar Association, all of them represented in this particular one. So a lot of 1,600 students, and my understanding is that the Kumasi one was
Friday.
also done. So if you put the figure together, then you are going to get more
About
than
1,000.
2,000.
How many did you say was here?
No, but here it's
1,600.
1,600.
600.
Yes.
In Kumasi, it was around 330
Okay, so that's
something.
nearly
So
2,000. You are looking at nearly 2,000 students who
Wow.
have been inducted into the professional law course. And in the next 2 years, right? Let's say in the next 2 years, once you pass your exams, you'll be called to the bar. I know that we are talking about the bill that seeks to reform the legal education. These people are not part of that particular. They will not benefit from the new regime that will come and all of that. So it was an exciting moment and when you come to the legal profession, Serwaa, when you are done with this course, there's a main core and mini core. what's your own impression about a main call and mini call? Because the Chief Justice has been saying something about a main call and a mini call. What's the impression out there?
Well, so the impression out there is that the main call, which is the October call, is the big one. Those who are unable for one reason or the other to pass some papers, then and have to rewrite, then do the mini call.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the Chief Justice has said that there isn't going to be a main call and a main call and a mini call anymore. There's going to be, the call is going to happen per, as you know, maybe September
March
or
October
call, March call. Because look, and I like it because Joshua, in the law school, anybody at all can fail.
So many factors.
So many factors. It does not mean that there are people who didn't fail. Thankfully, I didn't fail any paper throughout my entire 5-year law school journey. Thankfully. But it does not make me any better than the people who for one reason or the other, couldn't go through. And I don't like the fact that the mini call was made to look like it was for people who just couldn't pass. So this is like an update kind of thing.
So there are so many factors that apart from there are some who obviously will have issues with their papers and some will go for remarking.
Because truly some have gone for remarking and they have passed.
Yes.
Right.
So
some have gone for remarking and they've passed. Some, different issues. Even women, there could be pregnancy, childbirth issues. I know some extremely bright people who failed one paper or the other and couldn't make it to the main call.
You have to.
So I like the new directive from the Chief Justice. There's a call today.
All right.
Yes, and so if we're going by what the Chief Justice said, it is not a mini call. It is an actual March call. Yes, March so I like that we are getting to do away with that perception that the mini call,
for those who couldn't make it to the main call.
Yes,
I've had the opportunity to cover any of the main call and the mini call. So sometimes you're even trying to interact with students, some of the lawyers who have just been called to the bar, and the impression out there is like, it looks like, I don't want to be captured. It looks like I didn't perform, that is why I am. But looking at the circumstances and all of that,
Joshua,
it is not mainly that. It has so many factors.
Even the supposed mini call, right? If you don't, we were called in October. I'm telling you that there are people who are going to be called today if indeed there's a call.
They should be
who
part
probably have been in the system for more than 7 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes. So if you were just within the year, but you didn't make the October call and you made the March call, even that in itself is an opportunity. You have to thank God for it. There are people who have been in law school for 10 years, for 8 years. The 5-year, 6-year program, some have done it for so long.
And they've still not been called.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes, different
and law school
factors,
is tough.
Different factors.
Let nobody lie to you. Law school is very tough.
Very tough.
Let's really do away with the thinking that the mini call, lawyers are any less better than the October call.
You may be getting it
is just by grace.
And absolutely. I have also seen people who makes the main call because they have to even travel out of the country, outside the country. They couldn't complete their processes and all of that. So, I don't know. It's true.
Share. You are telling me today.
You go to law school and
for 5 years, and you know your call.
They say you're traveling.
Please.
You can't miss it for traveling purposes. You can't miss it. You can't miss it.
Unless it be health grounds.
Yes.
Even that.
You rather be called sick.
The point that, I'm saying that based on the interaction
the
I've
night
had
before the call, I couldn't sleep. How can you sleep? When the result, from the time the results, part 2 results are released, the result in itself or passing does not guarantee your call to the bar.
You need to satisfy
because you need to
apply. Right?
Yes, even before the results are released or after that, you go up for an interview.
Okay.
There are people who have failed the interview, so you can pass all your exams and fail the interview
and miss the call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you probably didn't do your internship as you were supposed to, or you didn't answer questions right at the interview. And then even on the day of the call, there are people who have not been called once they are at the conference center because they were not properly robed, they were not well dressed, they didn't have the right haircut. I'm telling you. So, look, you can't
That's
sleep.
a
You
blow.
are yes.
You
You can't sleep. You are praying that the
get
call will
everything
just
right.
happen. You take
Yeah,
your
to buttress that,
certificate.
so
then you
normally
just say
they get
bye-bye.
to the premises very early. Like so,
That's
why
the
is it
earliest I've
very
been
early?
in my. I'm telling you, I said I couldn't sleep. 3 o'clock, I was
Yeah,
up
awake.
Wow.
praying that God don't let anything happen. I slept close to the conference center. I kept hey,
I know.
you
can't
know,
risk it.
no. So I'm telling you that unless you are like Joshua said, it's
you
for
don't
health
have-
purposes. There's nobody I know
Who
want to
deliberately
miss
who
this?
will miss it because what are you traveling for? All the traveling is done before the call. You go and buy your clothes, you roll your gown. Hey, Mutala, stop.
Yeah,
You
they're
wait.
not
We'll
right.
be here. Let's see. You wait. Even 2 months before the call, you don't want to go
You
anywhere.
don't want to go anywhere. So the Chief Justice has been speaking. So that's a decision that the General Legal Council has taken.
Right.
That going forward, you're not going to go with the main core and the mini
Right,
core because
yeah.
there's a certain stigma
Yeah.
that is so negative that they want to eradicate. Let's hear from the Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafubon.
For some time now, concerns have been expressed regarding the perceived distinction between what has come to be known as the main core and the mini core. In particular, the General Legal Council has reflected deeply on the implications of this classification, especially for candidates who, after mentally and demarcating, duly passed their examinations. Accordingly, the General Legal Council has taken a deliberate and important decision. What was previously referred to as a mini call will now be known as the March call, while the traditional main call will be designated the October call. Candidates who satisfy the prescribed requirements may apply for either call without stigma, without artificial distinction, and without premises.
So that's the Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafuboni, now saying that the main core and the mini core they have now been rebranded to March core. So March core will be the entire mini core, and then the main core now will be referred to as the October core. So now there's no mini core and there's no main core. So I'm going for the March core or October core. But if you know
Whichever
the
way,
system
there's
for
a
very
core.
long, there's a core.
I've been
Why there's
called.
a-
Whether I was called in March or October.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer.
Yeah, you're a lawyer. You've been called to the bar. And you've got Esquire or counsel. Serwaa, lawyer. Director of Ghana School of Law, Professor Raymond Atuguba, also has something to say.
Permit me to speak plainly, but from the heart. There will be moments when the workload feels overwhelming. Moments when doubt whispers louder than confidence. And moments when fatigue tempts you towards mediocrity. In those moments, remember you're not merely reading law. You are being shaped by it. The Ghana School of Law is not a passage. It is a finance. And finances do not decorate, they refine. Let no one among you measure success by comparison, but by growth. Let no one seek shortcuts. There are none that do not eventually betray their user. And let no one underestimate what disciplined persistence can produce. Rise, therefore, to the demands of this institution. Rise to the dignity of the profession you seek to enter. And rise to the expectations that your families, your nation, and history itself will one day place upon you. And when 2 years from now, you look back upon this day, may you say not merely, I was admitted, but proudly, I endured, I grew, and I became worthy of the law. Welcome to the Ghana School of Law.
So, Professor Raymond Atuguba is the acting director of the Ghana School of Law, also giving the students some perspective. So the figure that we gave you is minus Kumasi's induction. So if you add Kumasi's induction, it will be more than that. So we are having nearly close to about, or nearly 2,000 students inducted in all of that. But the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, was there and has this message.
As you begin this journey, my dear fellow students, permit me to offer you 3 reflections. One is that you have to master the fundamentals. Innovation is built on strong foundations, so please take your training very seriously. Don't only go and read briefs, case briefs, read the cases themselves. That is what I have. When I left Parliament briefly to teach law at BIMPA, I realized that the students of today are more interested in the case briefs, not the cases themselves. So please read the case and read the case briefs for your exams. So master the fundamentals. Remain curious. Law intersects with economics, politics, climate, and culture. So you need to engage very widely. In fact, the Director of Legal Education, I think we should introduce a course in law and economics. It's a very interesting course, one that I took when I was doing my master. Oh, you already have it? Oh, you do? Then I am behind. You see why I was called to the bar in the 20th century? Okay. Guard your, number 3, guard your integrity fiercely. Mind you, your reputation will be your greatest asset. Long after the certificates that we will give you have failed. This is extremely important. Your reputation at the bar, and if you progress to the bench, your reputation on the bench is going to be your greatest asset. If His Lordship the Chief Justice did not have the reputation that he maintained from the time he became a magistrate all the way to the time that he became Chief Justice, I don't think that he would have passed the test before the parliamentary, committee on the parliamentary committee that vetted him. So, your greatest asset as a lawyer is your integrity, and you have to maintain it throughout your career. You are entering the profession at a moment of transformation when law is central to governance reform, economic development, technological regulation, and social justice. So embrace the change. Prepare yourselves not only to practice, but to lead, reform, and also serve. This is the new direction. So let us chart it boldly. I wish you discipline in your studies, courage in your convictions, and excellence in your conduct. I thank you. So
the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, that day he took the opportunity to also walk the students through the new legal education bill, and once passed, what it seeks to do and all of that. But Serwaa, the chairman of the Independent Examination Board or Committee of the Ghana School of Law, yes, and Justice of the Supreme Court. I'm sure you will love him anytime you meet. The man is so learned. Joshua, have the opportunity.
He's learned.
He's so learned. Experience-wise. Justice Dennis Dominic Eji also spoke to the students.
The law enjoins you to intern with law firms and members of the judiciary, and you are to take the internship seriously. My dear students, I urge you to live by the oath that you are about to take, to guide you to keep to yourself confidential matters that may come to your notice during the internship. The students who will intern with judges and magistrates may be required to conduct research on matters pending before the judges and magistrates. And confidential information may come to your notice, including the outcome, the judgment, the draft. And you must ensure that you do not divulge to anyone, as it may have serious consequences on you and the judge concerned.
So, Justice Sir Dennis Dominic Eji, Justice of the Supreme Court, is the chairman of the Independent Examination Committee of the Ghana School of Law. So he also seized the opportunity to speak to the students and what they have to look forward to as they continue with their legal education. But the Vice President of the Ghana Bar Association, Mrs. Victoria Bath, also was there.
I commend the Ghana School of Law for its continued dedication to excellence in professional legal training and for embracing reforms that prepare students for the realities of contemporary legal practice. To the class of 2025-2026, I say this: the future of the legal profession is not predetermined. It will be shaped by your choices, your courage, and your commitment to justice. May you rise to the challenge with purpose and integrity. On behalf of the Ghana Bar Association, I welcome you to the threshold of the noble profession. We are rooting for you and will be waiting for you at the finish line. Congratulations, and may your journey be as rewarding as it is impactful.
So is the students, we welcome that with a lot of applause and all of that. So that is it for the induction. So these students, in the next maximum 2 years or nearly 2 years' time, we'll see them. Once you pass, you'll be called to the bar, you'll be a lawyer in this country. And the last one that I'll leave with you is #1, Men's Good, Nana Apia Mensah. So the trial has begun. Prosecution called 9 witnesses, closed its case. The court determined the issue of submission of no case, held that out of the 39 counts, he was acquitted on 4. So the remaining 35 counts, he ought to open defense in relation to that. For nearly 2 years, I will open, I will not open, I will open, I will file. I'm challenging this and all of that. Finally, he's opened his defense. And the order for him to file a witness statement, he's not done that. So yesterday, he and his lawyers were seeking another opportunity so that they'll be able to comply and finalize. And the court is saying that, look, nothing will hurt you. Let's proceed. At any time when you are ready with your witness statement and other processes, you can file and submit. So yesterday, he entered into the witness box. And one of the things that he's been saying is to the effect that if you look at how Men's Good came about, it is based on the advice of the Ghana Bank of Ghana. So Men's Bank, he started as a Men's Bank. They listed his company as an unlicensed microfinance institution, wrote to Bank of Ghana that no, my institution is not into money institution, all that we do it into gold issues. Then Bank of Ghana advised that then if that is the case, let's have a way of correcting the error that we have made. So instead of Men's Bank that ends with K, make it Men's Bank that ends with C. And then he did that along the line. Then it changed to Men's Good and all of that. So if there's somebody to blame about this whole system, it is that the Bank of Ghana was behind the structuring and the functions of how Men's Good should operate and all of that. So you should blame the Men's Good and he should not be held responsible for all that. So March 6th, he's back in court. March 5th, I beg your pardon, because 6th March is Independence Day. The day before Independence Day, 5th of March, #1 and his lawyers will be back in court before Justice Sedinam Awokwadam for continuation of his evidence in chief. So that'll be all for court today, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Kwenote. We're grateful. Stay with us after the break. We'll bring you Inside Out. But before then, every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Brush your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste. Pepsodent Charcoal is made of a fine blend of fluoride with a unique combination of natural charcoal, lemon, mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth, strengthen them, and remove bad odor from your mouth. Charcoal White gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. For our herbal lovers, try Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste, which is infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extracts formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving an all-round cooling sensation. Pepsodent Herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissue while giving you strong teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association. Pepsodent gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. Call their toll-free number on 0800 161 000 to talk to a dentist for free. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Pepsodent, every smile matters. Stay with us. We'll be back with more after the break. You're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I'm Serwaa Amihere. And it's time for the week in review. But before I introduce my guests, the brightest young minds across West Africa are coming together for one of Africa's most anticipated competitions, and you need to be a part of it. Implementers and the Helping Africa Foundation invites you to the 5th Annual Impact Roundtable Discussions and Robotics Competition, AirTAD 2026. AirTAD is the premier STEM competition and education platform that brings together brilliant students from basic and secondary schools across Ghana, Liberia, and the Gambia for thrilling robotics competitions, innovative exhibitions, and thought-provoking conversations on the future of education in Africa. This year, AirTAD 2026 promises to be bigger, bolder, and more impactful, featuring high-level panel discussions on education and innovation, intense robotics and quiz competitions, exciting debates, and cutting-edge student exhibitions. Come support your schools, such as the Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, the Achimota School, Infantsipim School, and many other top secondary schools across Ghana, alongside Yamransa Model Labs from Ghana, Liberia, and the Gambia, as we celebrate 5 years of transforming education through the Yamransa Model Labs initiative. Join us on the 26th and 27th of February 2026 at the City Conference Center, University of Ghana, Legon, under the theme, Shaping Tomorrow's Workforce Through Education and Innovation. The future of education is being shaped at AirTAD 2026, and you definitely do need to be a part of it. Visit www.yamransamodel.org to register and learn more. And I told you earlier that this Friday, today, is a Fugu Friday at the Plus 233 Jazz Bar and Grill, kind courtesy Star 103.5. We're shutting it down with a Fugu night out. For reservations, call 0233 233 233. This is powered by Star FM, simply the best. This is the final week of the Gold Board Jury's February Love Deals. And if it is also your last chance to discover something truly special. So the Gold Board Jury Limited Discovery Week, is now live with exciting discounts on quality gold pieces that you may not have seen before. If you've been waiting for the right moment, then this is it. Explore new designs, enjoy unbeatable prices, and grab your favorite gold deals before February comes to an end, only at Gold Board Jewelry. Last chance Valentine Discovery Specials. Fresh finds, great discount only at Gold Board Jewelry. Visit their website at jewelry.goldboard.gov.gh and all their social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. You can also call them on 0551 I'll take the number again, 055 152 2233. And imagine walking into a home where nobody ever pauses what they're doing online. The girls are streaming the latest Netflix series. That special playlist is rolling. Daddy is on his usual Teams video calls. Uploads are uploading. Downloads are downloading. And not a single person says, my data is finished. Well, that's the power that MTN Fiber gives you. Unlimited internet access for endless streaming, endless connection, and endless everything for your home. Now, you also get to enjoy a special range of unlimited fiber internet packages, whether you are a new or existing customer. All you have to do is to log on to the My MTN app now and tap broadband or dial star 5057 hash to get your preferred unlimited MTN fiber package. This Valentine's season, connect your home or a loved one's home and you stand the chance of winning amazing shopping vouchers from MTN. Don't forget, T's and C's apply. MTN everywhere you go. This morning, I'm in the studio with Elvis Dako. He's the managing editor for the News Center. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs for the EIB network and also the producer of GH Today. And Awudu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper, who happens to be celebrating his birthday today. Awudu, happy birthday to you. We love you. We adore you. You are an amazing human being. And I personally love you too.
Today, dear. You have heard what you want to hear on the
Exactly.
What you have been waiting for, finally.
I'm in trouble already. People are accusing me of certain things.
Of what things?
Today, dear, you got to hear it.
Today, I've been in love.
Yes.
Today, you have just confirmed it.
Yeah.
That's what?
That he's in
That
love.
I'm in love.
I'll do happy birthday
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you
I
very
wish
much.
you an amazing year.
Thank you. Thank you, Serwaa. You've been wonderful over the years. My coming here, it's been an experience, and you've done so well on this show, and you've really tamed me a bit. You've transformed me to sometimes. You know, my excesses are always...
The excesses for which you lost the election.
Yes. Every back election.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll be able to at least control me a bit, and it's fine. We've had our, there was a time
It's
it's
good.
but it's good.
Yeah.
And I must say it.
No, we are supposed to celebrate you.
Exactly. Happy birthday
to you. Audu Mahama. And may the Almighty Allah richly bless you. May He continue to guide you and offer you protection.
Thank you.
May He expand your territory.
Thank
and
you.
keep being you.
Thank
Keep being you.
Elvis,
Let Audu be Audu.
Yes.
what's your wish for Audu? I have given, wished him on behalf of the entire team.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I pray that from this year, more money.
More money.
Yeah.
Charlie,
The business will grow.
Yeah.
More money will come.
Charlie.
Money does a lot of things.
Yeah.
So once more money comes, his life will change. He will
Yes,
drive
he
a
will.
better car.
Yeah.
Send the child to better
But
schools.
Audu is living a good life. He's not doing bad.
Oh,
That's not true.
Audu should be
Doing
living.
bad.
Audu-
Better than this.
Audu should be living
Especially
far
given the
better.
fact that his government just, his party just left power.
Is it?
The 8 years, I told you I was never even an assemblyman. So don't count.
Audu is actually one of the people that I think NPP didn't treat fairly.
I agree.
And I've said this, I've said it
far
even to
better
members
for
of the NPP that they didn't treat Audu fairly because in the thick of the problems of the NPP, Audu was one of the people who still stood by the party
communicated.
and never shied away from letting everyone know that he was a staunch NPP supporter.
Yeah.
So I told a lot of people that they haven't been fair to you. And if they get the chance to come back again, I hope that they treat you better.
Okay.
If not, you might as well move to the NDC because now...
Hey, I know the Emfa.
Betina Musa.
So I give you a new party.
No.
Anyway, so Audu.
Yes.
In fact, in the last couple of months, we saw about 10 petitions sent to the president for the removal of the EC chair, Madame GHOne Mensah, and her two deputies, and Audu's best friend, the special prosecutor, Kissie Jabin. The EC chair and her deputies got about 7 of those petitions, and the special prosecutor got 3 of those petitions. One of the petitioners is Martin Pebu, who is a very known legal practitioner. And, this week, we have been told that those petitions have been dismissed by the president. The statement came from the president, and this is after the Chief Justice said that he found no prima facie case against the 4 now, to even warrant a further investigation. So, as it stands, there is no petition against them currently. The petitions that were before the president, which was forwarded to the Chief Justice, has been dismissed. It has generated a lot of reaction on social media. I have heard Martin Pebu speak on it. He said he's not surprised, but he has also said that the details of the petition should be made public so that the public can make or draw their own conclusions. I will start with you, Audu. Are you also not surprised like Martin people
Oh, I am surprised.
that?
It went this way.
What did you expect?
I was expecting that there will be prima facie case against.
All of them?
No, I can speak for about the EC chair and her deputies, because it's something that just like the CJ that was who was dismissed. Martin people, how do you call it? The EC bosses were also in that category. The party had planned that they were in line to go after Tokono. So pleasantly surprised that the CJ has found no prima facie case against them. So I'm pleasantly surprised. But I hope that is the end of the petitions. I hope that there will not be further petitions against them. But if you look at the standard that the CJ used, and you look at the standard that was used against Tokono, I think there's a variance. I think that it clearly shows that if we are to go by what the CJ has said about these petitions, and then the former Chief Justice was not treated fairly, per the Article 146 of the Constitution. He wasn't treated fairly. If you look at this one, now Martin Pebu, who is one of the petitioners, is asking for publication of the detailed report, right?
Of the petition
CJ's,
as well.
No,
he's asking for the
CJ's
petition to be made public.
The other ones, she's not asking for the CJ's decision.
I haven't heard that. What I have heard is for the content of the petition itself to be made public. I don't know about the CJ's. Yeah.
Where former CJ, where the petitions made public.
We can only speak to this one. This one.
No, I'm only asking because I'm not aware that those petitions were made for public.
But we saw some of them, right?
Yeah.
We did see some of them.
Almost all of them
All yes.
published. But not from
officially.
official sources.
Yeah.
Okay. And we all believe that those were the petitions, right? Because they didn't come from official source. Now, one of the petitioners is asking that official source should publish thing. I would love to even see the CJ's reasoning on these matters published. And that's transparency. That is why in the other one, this one, the Chief Justice has given reasons why they are not up to the threshold for a committee to be set up to investigate the matters that were brought before the president. Now, that was why we were asking for the same thing to be done for Chief Justice Tokono. Because as we sit, none of us actually knows the prima facie that was found against the former CJ. Do we? We don't. Because in constitutional dictates and transparency, we should have seen all those things. The reason why the president and the Council of State found prima facie, we should have seen even the issues that they use in finding the prima facie against the Lady Chief Justice. But we didn't see that. So when it came to Lisbeth, because it was done prior to the election that this CJ will be, the Chief Justice Tokono will be removed. And the same thing happened to the current EC chair and her deputies, that they will also be removed. I thought that it was going to happen. Now you realize that just after this, the national chairman of NDC and other party functionaries are saying that they are not happy with what the CJ has done. And that is why I'm saying that I hope this is the end of the story. We may see this, that, oh, this is it. There's nothing against them. But if tomorrow, and we all praise the CJ, we praise the president that, oh, these people have been, there's nothing against them. If tomorrow a petition comes and prima facie is found made against them and there's a committee and they are dismissed, the whole Ghanaians, those who praise them, will say that we cannot say that because we praise them for this, we will disagree with them, because it's the same law That would have been the same law, and they would have been going by the dictates of the Constitution. So I hope, as I said, there will not be more petitions against them. And as I was coming, I was looking at some comments by individuals, the NDC people, and I saw one particularly intriguing, one by Oliver Bakavamawo on his Facebook. Somebody sent it to me. I decided to check it myself, and I confirmed it. No. And other, I said NDC and other. No, other. I said that. And this is what he said. And I find it intriguing. I have been thinking about the standard buffer Bonnie used to determine the Article 146 petitions against the EC chair. If that same standard had been used for Araba, that's, we all know Araba, Tokono, then she will be CJ and Bafo Bonnie won't be where he is today. If this is a standard, then I hope Araba is reinstated. Justice for Araba, fair is fair. And at this apt, this has been my point all along. Because people thought that even the issues against the EC were more grievous than Araba, Justice Araba.
Right.
And if the CJ will find no fault with the petitions that were presented, why must the former CJ, who, as we sit today, if they point to, nobody can actually point to the issue that caused her dismissal. Nobody. Serwaa, do you know the issues? Any of you, can you tell us the issues that led to her dismissal? The rumors we hear is that she traveled with her husband at one point, and another point she traveled with her daughter. And that is all. And we sit today, we have constitutional bodies, arms of government, like the president who travels with his wife, he travels with his kids at the expense of the state. We have the how do you call it, the second arm of government, the Speaker of Parliament who travels with his wife, travels with his kids at the expense of the state. Why will a Chief Justice, the third arm of government, why couldn't she travel with her husband or anybody of her choosing? Why can't that happen? Because that's the allegation we had, that she traveled with her husband at one point. Another point, she traveled with her daughter, and that has caused her dismissal. Why are others not punished for that? And that's why I'm saying that all this about CJ, the former CJ, was contrived in opposition and acted on in government. It is very clear.
Going by that,
yes.
Then the EC chair and her deputy should have been removed as well, because, you know, just as there were rumors that once NDC takes over, the CJ will go,
yes.
Same was said about the EC chair and the deputies.
I am cautious in coming to that, even saying a lot of things, because the reason why people they may be saved because of the noise or the comments by some of us that, look, the reason why, because if Tokono had been there, Justice Tokono may not have found anything against the EC chair and her deputies. And people said that Justice Bafobone was brought to do a hatchet job. And that is why he was brought in. Now, for him not to be seen to be doing the hatchet job, then let me save myself that by not finding prima facie case against the woman. Otherwise, people are saying clearly that the issues against the EC chair are more grievous than Justice Tokono. So that may be the reason. That may be reason, and other factors that this government has already found itself in hot water. People say hot waters. I don't know which one he says. I did. If it were Sisali language, I would have said it clearly. Serwaa, this government has found itself in many challenges, and they probably didn't want to add EC chairs thing to their numerous problems. As we speak now, they say cocoa farmers are all over the place crying. We'll come there, right?
Yeah.
Teachers, unpaid teachers. Teachers are away for 40 months. They've not been paid.
Unpaid teachers have always been in the system, even when NPP was in power. It's not new. Go ahead.
Who told you that? I know that has always been. Just say, well, you see, we'll come there. Look, say, well,
but why are you saying
I'm
who told
living
you
non-
that?
are
you not
when you
aware
say
that
unpaid
there have been
teachers,
unpaid
they've never
teachers?
been in history of unpaid teachers. People have worked for 3 years and they are paid 3 months, and you say that is good?
I didn't say it is good.
So unpaid teachers, but why? We are talking of currently. If you say, well, you've worked for, if your sister is a teacher, she's worked for 14 months, she's not paid, you think people will be happy? People should be clapping?
No.
And you say you are referring me to it's always been like that. Why would we call for a change?
So you called for a change too?
I didn't, because I thought that things would have improved.
Okay.
There was that tragedy. But once Ghanaians call for change, things must change. And therefore, you should not be referring to...
But aren't things changing? Maybe it hasn't gotten to the teachers yet, but Ghanaians say, because IEA has conducted a survey, and about 70% of Ghanaians believe the country is headed the right direction. So
the same
things are
survey
changing.
said about 71% of Ghanaians are thinking of how to get food to eat.
It doesn't stop them from thinking that we are headed the right direction, no?
Okay. We are all here. Cocoa farmers will ask you, say that things are moving the right way.
Okay.
We'll come there.
I'll do.
So what I'm saying is, I think that this thing might be, and by the way, this thing was sent to the president on 26 January. They sat on it because of these people are saying, not me, I've heard people say that because of the cocoa bruha, sector bruha and all that, government decided to release this, at least to reduce tension on government. That is fair enough. I just hope, and I hope this is the end of the story. Serwaa Makido, I am saying that I just hope that when things are cool, I don't want to see that when things are cool for this government, another set of petitions will be brought against this EC here. It doesn't mean that if there's anything found in future against them, somebody should not bring. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm hoping that with these things that have been listed, the so-called ills of this EC chair and her deputies that have been dismissed, I hope that there will not be anything grievous against them that will warrant their removal. I hope and pray that that should be the case. Serwaa, I'll rest my case for now.
Okay.
I hope that with the way you are acting, I may come back.
Mr. Darko.
Yes. Well, for me, I don't think that is the end of the petitions against the EC and the OSP. I foresee more petitions coming, and I foresee the possibility of their removal because it has been an NDC position that they believe that GHOne Mensah and her deputies have been unfair to the NDC as a party. They cite cases they filed in court that the EC didn't do anything, and then they go and do what is supposed to be there to make the case moot. They cite the issue of SAL. They cite various instances for which reason they are convinced as a party that GHOne Mensah and her deputies as EC chair does not favor NDC in any way.
Right.
And therefore, whatever it is, they must be removed. So for me, I don't see this as any excitement. I see it as just the first step. I foresee more petitions coming that will eventually lead to their removal. That is how I see it. Because for a government in power and its party to openly say, including the chairman of the party and key functionaries, to openly say that GHOne Mensah and her deputies must go. Government is a powerful thing. Government, somebody says, can make you a woman today and make you a man tomorrow, if the government wants to do it. So for me, this thing is just the introduction. Whatever it takes, I foresee the NDC going to any length to make sure that these people are removed. That is the way I see it. You see, I have always said that this removal process is shrouded in some form of secrecy that I think is needless. And I have said that the best way for me to believe that whatever is found is true or not is for whatever petition that has been filed against the people be made public, and then the decisions, whether by the CJ, whether a prima facie case has been found or not, the decision must also be made public, so that I, as an ordinary person, know that petition A made allegation like this. The CJ and his people sat down and looked at the allegation A, and they think that for reasons A, B, C, D, there's no merit in that, for which reason it is dismissed. So when I look at the complaint, and I look at the position of the CJ and his committee, then I will then believe that the right decision has been taken or not. Mm-hmm. But then when I don't have the complaint in terms of the petition, and then when the decision taken by the CJ, I don't have the reasons behind it, I don't see how anybody will convince me to believe that the decision taken by the CJ committee is right or wrong. I don't know. Because for me, I lack the information to be able to make that independent decision.
So you also want to see the content of it.
Exactly. That is the only way me as
but the CJ has said
can say that something has gone, the truth has been told or not. But if I can't have access to this thing, then there's this thing. That's why I think Akufo-Addo did one of the best things, though it is not required by the constitution. I should put it there. But when he decided that he was not going to take action, he made the chief, secretary write a long letter to all of us explaining for each of the accusations why they think that there's no merit. That is for Tokonu. So you can take that letter today and compare to the complaints that have been made, and you are clear in your mind that, yes, I think I side with the committee that the president that this one, there's no. I can also say, but on this one, I think I disagree with the president because I have the benefit of the allegations and the position of the committee or the president. I think that's the best way to go about this. But until we do that, these things to me are just shrouded in some secrecy, and we are made to believe that the decisions that are taken are right or wrong. For me, I don't think that that's the best way to go. We need to go further because, see, the people we are applying these rules to they are like the people who are holding the country in terms of the positions they hold. They are so powerful. We gave them that power that they should go there and work on our behalf. So if we have to remove them, then the weight of evidence against them must be one that everybody can say, no, as for this one, this person going makes sense. But when we leave it to some few people and whatever decision they take, they are the only people who decide to know that whether it is true or not. I don't understand. So I have said that even the Council of State decisions that they take, whether there is a prima facie case or not, I think all of them should be made public. And I think I'm vindicated when you read the Attorney General going to court and filing that a prima facie case is not a matter of law, but it's a matter of government decision. Attorney General says that the decision of a prima facie case is an issue of government policy. It's not a matter of law. Then I got confused the more. Because I'm not the lawyer, but I know it's the lawyers who have been shouting this into our ears, prima facie case, prima facie case. Then all of a sudden, the Attorney General is telling us that determination of a prima facie case is not a matter of law, it's a government policy. So you see the way we are confusing ourselves because we are trying to cover up certain things that we don't want the public to know.
Or
but
maybe,
if we make it open.
Or maybe, Elvis, maybe we should take a look again at Article 146.
That is what I'm saying.
Because I am of the opinion that the grounds are very vague for stated misbehavior. What's a stated misbehavior? And what's
the definition of stated misbehavior in the Constitution?
Right.
So for me, I have looked at the whole Article 146. I think, look, this is just some murky thing that has been put there. It's about time we, as a country, say, it is transparency we want. The ordinary Ghanaian should be able to say, if they say this woman did this, and maybe evidence exists, and the committee say he did it, then that's it. If they say, but the committee could not provide any evidence to back their case, why are they removing the person? So for me, I've said clearly that I don't think that there's any transparency in this Article 146 process of removing people. And I wasn't surprised when I got to know that Justice Doche, speaking on behalf of the Supreme Court, as far back as 2020, made it clear that the thing is shrouded in some form of secrecy and that there need to be clearly spelled out processes of doing this.
Right.
And since 2020, as a country, we did nothing about it until it is the time to remove Tokono, and then we began to all debate it and realize that, but if the Supreme Court itself, the apex court which interprets the Constitution, okay, has agreed that the process of removal is arbitrary, and therefore we should do something about it. We haven't done anything about it, and we are still applying the arbitrary process. I thought that we are told that when the Supreme Court says something, it's become law. Maybe me, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't understand. So I'm surprised that the Supreme Court actually identified this. The one that is close to the power to interpret the Constitution says, this thing that you are putting in your Constitution is a complete arbitrary process. So it needs to be defined so that the thing will be clear. We haven't done it. And yet we are still applying it to people. So for me, this thing we are talking about is non-fair. Because tomorrow, somebody can send another petition and boom, all these people will be removed with the same arbitrary process. So for me, I think that we should be mindful. And I think that the president, it is his record that is here. It will forever be there that the first president of Ghana who removed a CJ successfully is John Mahama. Nobody can take that away from him. It is part of his record. It is his record, and nobody can take it away.
Are you suggesting that it was done arbitrarily?
But that's what the Judge said at the Supreme Court ruling, that the process is arbitrary, and that they will need to come out with clear rules. So if as far as 2020, the Supreme Court said that it's arbitrary, and that we should do something,
I'm talking about Justice Tokono.
Yes. Oh yeah, but Tokono, I've said it that for me, none of the things said against merit a removal of a Chief Justice. Not Tokono as a person, but as a head of a arm of government. The things they said are the reasons for removal. I think that they have no basis. They don't merit removal of a CJ.
Did you see all of the petitions against her?
No, I read what Callistus Mahama wrote to her. The reasons cited, and I said, if these are the reasons, then they don't merit a removal.
Okay.
And they don't merit the removal for any CJ.
Okay.
Not Tokono as a
So
person.
you side with Martin to see the details of the petitions?
100%. That's actually my point.
Okay.
And President Mahama, as I said, it is his record. Already, Transparency International has captured it in their report. I don't know whether you saw the report. The reason we couldn't make meaningful progress on the index is the removal of the CJ and the discontinuation of prosecution of cases in court. So if Transparency International is capturing the removal of a CJ as reasons why you cannot progress on their index, I hope the president has read that report. I will take a cue from it. I will not take further steps that will dip his track record and the image of the country further.
Okay.
As a country, we are growing 30-something years of the Fourth Republic.
All right. Mr. Dako, thank you.
To be able to set this thing properly.
Okay. Ivy, I'll come to you, but I'm told that I need to take a break. Not today. From who?
He said this is the first time a CJ has been removed in this country.
Successfully.
Successfully.
In the Fourth Republic.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't have the Fourth Republic.
Fourth Republic.
Stay with us.
Right.
There's more after the break.
Because Nkrumah
You're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. And if you just joined us, we've been talking about the president's dismissal of the petitions that were brought against the removal of the EC chair and her deputies and the special prosecutor, Kisie Jabing. I've been here with Awudu Mahama, who is the managing editor of the Custodian newspaper. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs of the EIB network. Elvis Stark, who is the managing editor for the news center. Okay, imagine walking, I'll come to you very soon, but director says I need to do this. So imagine walking into a home where nobody ever pauses what they're doing online. The girls are streaming the latest Netflix series. That special playlist is rolling. Daddy is on his usual Teams video calls. Uploads are uploading. Downloads are downloading. And not a single person says my data is finished. Well, that's the power that MTN Fiber gives you. It gives you unlimited internet for endless streaming, endless connection, endless everything for your home. Also, you get to enjoy a special range of unlimited fiber internet packages, whether you are a new or existing customer. All you have to do is to log on to the My MTN app and tap broadband or dial *5057# to get your preferred unlimited MTN fiber package. This Valentine's season, connect your home or a loved one's home and you stand the chance of winning amazing shopping vouchers from MTN. Don't forget the T's and C's apply. MTN everywhere you go. IB, I'll pick your thoughts on this quickly before we move on to the next topic.
Well, so Elvis related to the Transparency International Index.
You want to start from there?
That we didn't move up or come down. So we were at the same place when Tokonu was the Chief Justice, right? So I'm wondering why that would be the reason why we've remained where we are, because she's now been removed. When she was in office, we didn't move up.
Oh, but that's what the report said.
No, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the report will always capture what has happened.
Gone up.
No,
It means that we should have gone up. We should have made positive gains.
Yeah, I'm coming. So I'm saying that when she was there, and we have not
didn't
touched
go
her,
anywhere.
we didn't go up. We remained
Right.
there for the
Yeah.
longest time. So for the report to now tell us, according to you, that it's a removal that has... I'm coming. Oh, you are not getting me. You see, the report captures everything that happens in a jurisdiction, including many decisions that are taking, political decisions and here and there. That's what the report captures. And I'm saying that we've been static at that level for a while, even with Tokonu as the Chief Justice. So for now, for you to tell us that we are unable to move up because of a removal, I disagree. That's the point I'm making. Okay. I disagree. Now, you also related to Oliver Bakavomao and his opinion about the decisions that have been handed down. Don't forget, he was a champion for SAL. In fact, he sent a petition to President Akufo-Addo to remove Tokonu. And they said in fact, to remove the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Yes. Right? And then they said he had published the petition. And that was the grounds for those petitions to be dismissed. So therefore, he is an interested party as far as the EC's conduct is concerned. I'm coming. Will he have wished that Jane Mensah and her two deputies suffer the penalty for their decision that did not allow the people of SAL to have representation in Parliament? An emphatic yes. So obviously you expect Oliver to disagree with the decision of the Chief Justice.
This SAL thing has been misconstrued.
Please,
but that's basically it. Right? That's basically it. Now let me come to, we're all talking about the fact we don't know the reason. Let me come to that, because fortunately we have a letter which I sent to you yesterday. We have a letter from the secretary to the president to one of the petitioners.
Right.
And in there, they quote exactly what the Chief Justice said. And I read.
Okay.
Yes.
I can read it. Okay.
Yes,
go ahead.
we read.
No, you okay.
They talk about what allegations. So yeah, if you are there, just read it.
Okay.
Quotations.
1 second.
All right.
But IB, if
yes,
you have it,
so
you can just
while
go
the
ahead.
allegations raise
right,
serious
that one.
constitutional,
yes.
and
And that's what I was saying
yes.
though, earlier, but I couldn't get the chance to finish it. That even the CJ did say that on the EC chair and her deputies, By a letter dated 26 January 2026, the Chief Justice informed His Excellency the President that no prima facie case had been established by the petition to warrant any further investigation. The Chief Justice's letter states as follows. While the allegations raise serious constitutional and administrative questions, they do not, on their face, merit the threshold required for a prima facie determination of stated misbehavior or incompetence, warranting that a committee be set up to inquire into the petition. The petition largely rests on conclusions of unlawfulness and bad faith without establishing at a preliminary level clear facts demonstrating intentional wrongdoing or a manifest inability to perform constitutional functions. Even if the Commissioner's actions or inactions are assumed to be erroneous, controversial, or suboptimal, such shortcomings do not automatically translate into stated misbehavior or incompetence within the constitutional sense.
Exactly. So this is the thinking of the Chief Justice.
We need a clear definition of what stated misbehavior is.
You see why Tokono was unfairly treated.
All the Chief Justice.
Please allow him to land.
You see why Tokono was.
What the so-called allegations are about this letter.
So here's the thing. So the allegations against the...
He has said that.
So I'm coming. We know the
allegations.
Allegations of bias.
No, I don't know.
Oh, I'm coming. Oh, I'm relaying the allegations. In fact, one of the petitions came from a former staff of the EC.
Right.
The one who had been dismissed. Okay. And he alleges bias. He alleges gross incompetence. Right?
Based on what?
Based on the arguments advanced. Now, the Chief Justice is telling us that on the face of those petitions and evidence provided in those petitions, he doesn't think that there's a prima facie case that has been established to warrant he even setting up a committee. You were relating to a committee. The Chief Justice has never set up a committee. He personally...
I didn't say that.
No. I'm talking about Evis. Evis related to the Chief Justice's committee. I'm saying that the Chief Justice personally perused the 10 petitions and...
7 or 10?
10. 7
3
against the EC,
yeah.
3 against...
4, okay.
Yes, to 10. And has come to the conclusion that on the face value, there is no justification for me to say that let me set up a committee to invite these 4 individuals for them to answer further questions. Now you compare that to Tokono. The Council of State sat on the same petitions and came to the conclusion that Tokono had questions to answer.
Based on what?
Based on their determination on the facts presented to them in the petitions.
Do you know the
Which
facts?
fact?
But what does the Constitution say?
That's
Article
what we are
146.
questioning.
What does Article 146 say? And you related to what Justice Jote said. So Jote in 2020 said there was something wrong with Article 146 and that the executive must initiate process in bringing out a working document. The executive doesn't do that. We are in 2024, right?
Yes.
And you say that, or 2024,
yes.
or 2025, and you say that because Jote's advice had not been implemented by the executive, we should suspend Article 146. How does that make sense?
Because it makes sense. Because there's no regulation implementing that. The same committee, the article says that there should be a CI, constitutional...
You are not getting me.
Let him land.
See, the executive could have said, let's work on a working document and present that to Parliament from 2020 to 2024. That didn't happen, right? And now somebody triggers Article 146. And you are saying because of what Justice Jote said years earlier, that the executive failed to implement, we should suspend a whole article in the Constitution.
Because there's no clarity in that Constitution.
How?
There is no. That's what the Supreme Court said.
So if a Chief Justice had picked the gun, I'm sure somebody did, right? We should say that she should not be removed because Jote had suggested we do something
that would have been
about
a straight criminal matter.
You see?
Exactly.
But you see,
that was criminal code. That was it's not stated. That was under criminal code and even the Constitution.
I'm saying
that was a different matter.
Removal of a Chief Justice will still have to come back to Article 146.
No,
that is a fact.
That would have been a criminal matter that she shot somebody.
Oh, you are not getting me.
You don't get what he said.
Yes,
I am saying that if the Chief Justice shoots somebody dead,
you are not getting me.
The criminal process will not deal with
the
that.
criminal process is there, but to remove her.
Yes,
it's not about removal. If she's found guilty and jail,
even before she's found guilty, you will go under Article 146 to have to remove her. You will
how to attend to her?
Not allow. for trial to happen before we say that she's
should
been
go.
found guilty or so she should go.
So why
That's
that
what
would
he's
have
trying to
that
say.
court has not found her guilty.
Please,
Why
please,
let me go ahead?
please.
Okay,
No,
when you
Hold
finish,
on,
let-
hold
Why
on.
police
Just,
remove her?
Mr. Dako, please.
If the court has not accepted her
Please,
guilty or
I'm
not.
going to mute your microphones. Don't distract the show.
When you finish, we'll come in.
No problem.
Exactly.
Because
So
this is a
allow,
sensitive
I will
matter.
do. Director, mute his
Where
microphone.
you guys went? I don't know why. What you guys are talking, I'm quiet too. But
Please mute the microphone of Elvis and Audu.
I understand. I get you. So the point I'm making is that we could
Thank
not have
you.
suspended a whole article in the Constitution just because Justice Doche preferred a suggestion. If the executive was minded by then, it should have implemented the suggestion of Justice Doche. It didn't. So in 2025, somebody then activates Article 146. It is what it is. In fact, fortunately for the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, she's at the ECOWAS court. The ECOWAS court is listening to her. If there are any determinations in that regard, Ghana will have to abide by that determination. For now, the Chief Justice says, regardless of the pronouncement of the NDC big shots, regardless of the allegations against GHOne Mensah and her deputies, in his opinion as a Chief Justice, the three individuals should not appear before any committee to answer questions, unlike what Charlotte Osei did. Which resulted in her removal. And so, under Article 146, if the Chief Justice had made a determination that there was a prima facie case, he would then have set up a committee. These individuals will have appeared before the committee. After the committee's hearing, a report will be put together, recommendations will be made, that will be forwarded to the president, and the president will have implemented it. So, as it stands now, Evers related to the fact that tomorrow there will be further petitions. You have also related to that fact. So,
I say I hope,
no,
I pray.
here is the catch. Here's the
I pray
catch.
that they should.
Here is the catch. The grounds upon which all these 10 petitions were sent. If any petition raises these same grounds, those petitions are dead on arrival. That'll be an issue.
No, they
So,
can't.
I'm telling you that.
We
The
know
Chief
that.
Justice has made a determination on these claims. You cannot stand on these same claims and send another petition.
What the Chief
You
Justice
cannot.
said, if you make the claim, provide the necessary evidence.
That's the point I'm
What they say
making,
that the
that-
claim they made in this
Oh.
one,
They were not
they didn't have
claims-
the evidence.
Unless-
so you
unless
can go
there's-
on
Unless
the
you
same.
provide contrary
That's the
evidence.
point where you can go on the same
Yes.
claim with the necessary evidence.
Oh, okay.
And the Chief Justice, you cannot say
I
the
hear
same
you.
thing.
I hear you. But the point I'm making is that claims against SAR, claims on SAR, were that the EC officials deliberately
Right.
decided to deny the people of SAR their right to have representation in Parliament.
Can we
That was
speak
claim,
for
right?
ourselves? There's no time.
No, basically,
Yeah,
that's it.
no,
But
we
you see,
can't.
the Chief Justice in his determination is that SAR and what happened to SAR did not rest just with the EC. There were other entities
Precisely.
that had decisions to take. So there are chains of activities that ought to have happened for SAR to get represented. That didn't happen. You cannot pin that on just the EC and EC officials, right? So a determination is that they should go ahead and continue their work as determined by the Constitution. To me, this is a win for democracy. It's a win for rule of law. Political actors might disagree, and they are right in disagreeing. But if you are to pitch this against conversations that the EC will be doing the bidding of the governing party, well, the chairman of the governing party wanted GHOne Mensah to go, right? So how come the Chief Justice did not say yes?
Oh, I spoke about this one, so.
That's what.
Please, we have to move on.
So
because
basically,
of time.
to me, it's done. They should have their peace of mind and work. But the EC especially, we all had concerns with how the EC conducted its activities. Hopefully lessons have been learned moving forward. That is it.
Serwaa, just
2
30
minutes.
seconds. 2
Oh,
minutes.
good.
Oh, 2
30
minutes.
seconds.
2
Okay.
minutes. 2 minutes. I prefer the 2 minutes.
Why do
Serwaa,
you say you wanted to talk about
Hey,
cocoa?
yes.
You want us to go to
Exactly.
cocoa
Go to Coco. Just 1 minute. You are talking about Article 146 and that stated all that not stated. That is why the Constitution itself, that same article says that there must be a provision, how do you call it, a CI.
Okay.
A CI to define all those things. That CI, that's what this man, what's the name? Justice Doche spoke about. You said it wasn't in 2020. That's fair enough. That is why, because of vagueness of that provision, that is why since this Fourth Republic, no president and his Council of State have found any prima facie case against any CJ. Because if you use these vague provisions to take this now, you will be fair to the CJ because these things are not clearly defined. That is why all presidents, except President Mahama, who has found this worthy of implementation. That's the point we are making. Because all presidents, Rawlings, who even came from military regime, And third, a petition was brought in. He did not act on it because of vagueness of this provision. Atta Mills, John Kufuor, all of them, up to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, they all threw the petitions away because if they had acted based on this vagueness, this vague constitutional provision, they would have been so unfair to the CJs. That is why they jettisoned all those. Even that one alone could be a case for not finding prima facie case against any CJ, because you will be unfair to the CJ if you use this vague constitutional provision to find them guilty.
All right, Mr. Dako.
For me,
The
if
Council
the
of
AG
State.
is in
The
court,
Council of State, in fact, that Council of State,
Audu, you are
because
done.
there's
Thank
no
you.
time.
if
Yes.
the AG is in court saying prima facie case a government policy and not law, then what is the CJ doing determining a prima facie case? Because the CJ is supposed to be applying law, right? So you see how confused we are. That's why I have said that I will still insist that that whole Article 146, we need to suspend it, get the right things done, and clearly make sure that everything is well specified. Stated misbehavior, anybody should point to an article in the Constitution of Ghana that defines what stated misbehavior is. Where is it in the Constitution? But we are bound by the Constitution. So yes, we have all come to realize that there's a problem with an important article in our Constitution. As we all have said, Justice Joseph said it in 2020, right? The NPP government and Akufo, they didn't do anything about it. It's true. President Mama has come. If the thing has come forth that this thing is an issue, President Mama has also spent 1 year. Nothing has been done about it. So it is possible that President Mama will leave and it will still be there. Does it mean that it's a trap that has been set for a certain category of people? Okay.
The Constitutional Review Committee.
Uh-huh.
This unfortunately didn't come up. I don't know why it didn't find its. Well,
There are many people who also think there's nothing wrong with Article 146.
There is
I'll tell you
a
this.
lot
No,
of
I'll tell you this.
there are a
Oh
lot
no,
of
so you will know
problems with
better.
it.
Yeah.
There are a lot
No,
of
there are
problems.
people. That's the point. You see,
but you know that's the beauty of
Yes.
the law. We are
Yes.
all allowed to have.
So
our
is it a deliberate,
So
a deliberate?
you have a
those
problem
you
with
don't
it. Some
want.
people don't
Exactly.
have.
Yeah, is it a deliberate trap
Because they say
to
that you know what?
to make sure that a certain
Usually-
arm of government is
usually-
always under control?
Usually, in some of these things, you look at what a reasonable man would think stated
Exactly.
misbehavior is. So,
like
no,
that.
I'm just saying
Oh, no, of
that
course, I agree.
I'm happy with that.
In law, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times is what the reasonable man will think is a crime.
And what's the
Or
definition of
would
a reasonable man?
Oh,
Wait,
you are a reasonable man.
How did you conclude that?
Your faculties
No,
are
every-
intact.
Exactly.
No,
Thank
because-
you. Your
So
faculties
if
are
you
intact.
How did
determine
you
otherwise,
conclude
are
that?
you reasonable?
Okay, please.
That's equally
One
subjective.
simple question. We have the Western countries believing that LGBTQ is a reasonable thing. Some of us in Ghana think it's not reasonable. So between the two of us, who is reasonable under law?
Even there, it's
No,
50-50.
I want to know who. If you are applying the law as you said, between those of us who think LGBT is unreasonable and
We are
those
not
who think it is
discussing
reasonable,
LGBTQ.
where is the definition of a reasonable person in the context of this?
LGBTQ for many people is a moral issue.
Exactly.
Because
I am using that me. I say it's unreasonable.
Crime and morality are two different things.
Yes.
Hold on,
Yes.
Elvis.
Yes.
Crime and morality are different.
Yes.
What you might see as a sin
Yes.
will be different from what I see as a sin.
Yes. I agree with
And
you.
so hold on. The argument of many lawyers when it comes to matters of LGBTQ is that once our law states that once something is not prescribed and a punishment is not attached to it, it is not a crime.
But in other countries, it is criminalized.
We are talking about Ghana.
No, in other countries, it's criminalized.
Laws are
so in
jurisdictional.
terms of who
Laws
is
are
a reasonable
jurisdictional.
person.
Thank you very much. Let's move on.
Who is
We are
a
not
reasonable
discussing.
Why do we take
We have
it?
Coco, exactly. But before we'll wrap up with Coco. But before we do, I'm sure that you've all followed the story of the baby theft at the Mamprobi Polyclinic. Very sad situation. The First Lady has spoken. She expressed relief following the safe recovery of the baby stolen from the Mamprobi Polyclinic. I very quickly, so that we can discuss the cocoa sector, I think that this opens, a bigger conversation about the state of security in our health facilities. I'm sure that you followed conversations and heard people say that they have walked into hospitals as late as 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Nobody asks them anything. You can just walk straight into whichever ward you're going. Nobody stops you. Because tell me how someone boldly walks into a hospital, enters a neonatal or postnatal ward, carries a baby, walks out of the hospital, and nobody is able to realize that this person isn't supposed to be there and isn't even supposed to be carrying a child. Yeah. I'll start with you, Ivy. Let me start with you.
Yes. See, it's a heartbreaking story. And I agree with you that it highlights the porous nature of security in our health facilities across the country, right? But it also tells us how unkind society is to women who do not have babies, right? For anybody to be driven to the extent of, Serwaa, leaving her house, and usually they put up a facade, right? They will pretend they are carrying a pregnancy to convince everybody around them that they are pregnant. And so for the 9 months that they put up this facade, they are convinced in their minds that they will find a baby to make the end justify the means. Goes to a facility, picks up a baby, doesn't go to sell the baby, goes home with the baby to keep as her own. To me, it speaks to a mental problem. It speaks to a very unkind society to women who, for one reason or the other, are unable to have babies of their own. And it's so sickening that it happens in churches, it happens in mosque. So they go for wedding, then they start counting down. So they see you in church the next month, and they are looking at you in certain ways and passing comment in certain ways that to you should depict that they are expecting to come for your naming ceremony. And many women are suffering in silence.
Is that justification enough for you to go and steal someone's baby?
No, never a justification.
Okay.
But I see, it's a problem that we must equally be looking at.
Right.
How unkind society is to such women. The gender minister herself has said that this is a woman in search of a baby for a very long time. Well, nothing should push you to go and take somebody's baby, because what you have done is also inflict pain on that woman who carried this baby for 9 months or so and has delivered. Remember Serwaa in Kumasi? Good. When they talk about missing baby, Serwaa's story will be a poster story. She delivered. She didn't get to see her baby, only to be told that the baby had died and the fetus had been buried. She then requests that she be shown the dead baby. All frantic efforts to get the dead baby to Serwaa proved futile. Investigations were commissioned. As we speak, we still don't know how Serwaa lost her baby. So it's a story that evokes emotions. Yes, I agree. The security architecture must deal with this woman. But as a society, we must be kind to people who struggle to have babies. Let's not subject people to any treatment that could drive a woman to fake pregnancy and push her to the extent of going to steal another woman's baby. As a society, we must know that it's not every union that will lead to procreation. It's the doing of God. Sometimes it's equally scientific. You see, we are moved by emotions and love or butterflies in our tummy that we don't subject ourselves to medical compatibility checkups when we are in relationships.
Right.
See, scientifically, there are two people, a man, woman. If you look at the composition of their genes, they can never reproduce.
You know, I appreciate the education and everything you're saying, you know. Sadly, I do not, with where we have gotten to as a people and as a society, I don't even think it's possible for us to be that kind to women who do not have children.
Why do you say so?
Oh, because, things keep getting bad every time.
I agree,
and society is not just unkind to women who do not have children. Society is unkind to women who are not married at a certain age. Society is unkind to women who, you know, live a certain life at a certain age. Society has just made, you know, women disadvantaged in many situations. So I really appreciate the education, like you said, because when was this? I think about a month ago, there's a doctor who said on another station, Joy, also that majority of the infertility cases are actually caused by men.
Yes.
But does society care? No. it's the woman who is supposed to get pregnant
That's
and
a
have
fact.
kids. So once the woman doesn't have kids or the couple don't have kids, it is automatically the woman's fault. Will we be able to wire the minds of society to think otherwise? I don't think so.
We'll try.
When? Who? Who?
But it's unfair to the women. That's the point. I agree with you.
When you complain, they say that society is more unfair to men. So, I mean,
In
that's a
se-
conversation for another
in
day.
some ways.
Oh, I knew it. I'll do quickly.
It's regrettable. Kolebu, my family patronizes, I say Kolebu, Mamprobi Polyclinic a lot. And to be fair, they do well.
Okay.
They do well. For this thing to happen is creating a bad name for the hospital. I think it's now a hospital. Yes. It's now a hospital. And we are talking about security. It's all over in all our hospitals.
Yeah.
It's so terrible that one can easily walk to a ward, and even with a gun, and shoot everybody.
And nobody will know. Yeah.
This one, after the delivery, who was in charge of this baby?
So the lady disguised herself as a nurse. She went
and
in.
The nurses there didn't know that she's part of them.
Well, so after the woman had the baby through CS, and usually they will transfer you to a certain ward, the postnatal ward. Yeah. So the baby thief disguised herself as a nurse, went to the mother and said, your baby needs to get an injection. And the mother told this fake nurse that the baby had taken that injection already. The nurse left, the baby thief left, and came back again, insisting that the baby needed that injection. And so the mother had to give the baby up for the said injection. After some time, when she realized that the nurse and the baby weren't coming, then she went downstairs to follow up. And she saw some other nurses who told her that there's no nurse here who fits the description of what she gave. So I don't know whether at the time the fake nurse went into the ward, there was no nurse there, and nobody saw her dressed as a nurse and couldn't tell that she isn't a nurse.
It still boils down to the security.
Right.
Because if a lady can walk to a patient or a mother who has just delivered that she's a nurse, and then nobody around finds that she is not a nurse, that's a problem. It boils down to security. And then this one will teach, I think it is a sad episode that should teach us that we should strengthen the security in our hospital so that somebody goes out there to deliver. The person should come out with her baby and not any other person. I'm told that she was found out because a sister said that this was immoral and had to report the matter to the police. And that's why she was found. But this is a lesson. It's happened.
But there was a CCTV
yes, we saw that
camera of her as well, so it would have been...
No, but the woman, also, if you look at it, she would have covered herself. So that would be... She would have covered herself.
That's her.
She didn't actually cover. She didn't cover her face. Hey! And how can a nurse? You see that that's
she's changed.
There's a baby hidden in there.
She had probably got some nurse's dress.
Because she actually did mention the type of injection that the baby needed. So she didn't go in as a naive person.
I think investigations I should be looking at whether there's a collaboration. There's some connivance with somebody in the hospital.
I agree. Because I do not think that
because if the lady will know the type of injection that will be given to the baby and all that, I think they should be looking at.
As for if your reasoning for the said collaboration is just that, then IB is very well read. So someone can just read and know.
No, it's
she had prepared for it.
Exactly.
She prepared for it.
Yes, but I'm saying that they could be because look, don't rule out that.
I am not ruling that out.
Because
but
if you decide a case of sway,
hold on, I'm just saying that she knowing what kind of injection alone is not.
We must also know the profile of this lady.
Absolutely.
What is her educational level? What is her background and all that? Because if she's just
If I walked into a hospital today and I tried to dress like a nurse, I am not sure I'll get it right because I will not know the correct positioning of some of the things that they put on their body.
Yes.
So this person certainly knows what she was doing.
She studied the thing and probably somebody might have told her what to do to get it. That's why I'm saying we should not rule out some collaboration, some connivance in the hospital. But this is sad. Fortunately, she's gotten the baby and never again should it happen in any hospital following from the Serwaa bus. Also, Serwaa case.
Never again, I don't think so, because we don't learn as a people. You know,
It's
a couple of
sadly
years
so,
ago, we
sadly
sat
so.
on this show, and went on and on and on with our emotions very high about the no-bed syndrome and why nobody should die again because there are no beds. Just last week, a 29-year-old man has lost his life because no beds, and 3 or 4 hospitals turned him away. That is madness, absolute madness.
Serwaa, there are certain things I don't understand in this country. You know? How a hospital, you put up a hospital and there are no beds. How much is a bed?
No, so the beds are full. In fact,
The rooms are full.
the rooms and everywhere is full.
No,
and
sometimes even the corridor, you see benches.
I have
People
a
lying on
question,
benches.
though. I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, but these ambulances that were brought in by your government, your party.
First in history.
Okay. How couldn't the ambulance do something at that time? Because per the reports from the handlers of the said patient, and not to divert, they took him to 3 or 4 hospitals. Let me just be safe with three hospitals.
Yes. So Kolebu,
and then Ridge. So at Kolebu, when they turned him away, is it that the ambulances don't have doctors or anybody that could save the man? They brought him to 37, and when they were turned away they didn't do anything and drove him to Ridge Hospital, and when the doctor at Ridge Hospital said that he was busy or something, like the people in the ambulance couldn't do anything, couldn't call any doctor. I'm confused.
That should be ambulance service.
No, they are paramedics. There's a limit to the care they can give. At the point the gentleman started having seizures.
There should be a doctor in every. If you are being transferred from one place,
hit and run.
No. Okay.
It's a victim of hit and run.
No ambulance has a doctor.
Exactly.
They
are paramedics.
No ambulance has a doctor. Every ambulance has what they call a paramedic.
Right.
Paramedic are people who are trained when they come to situation, they can describe the symptoms you are exhibiting.
Okay.
So they are not doctors, only that the gadgets in the ambulance, they have been taught how to use them. So if you're in a red, they have to put oxygen on you and the rest, they can do those ones. But they are not doctors in any ambulance.
But if there's a referral, in this case, not a referral. Anytime there's an emergency, it's a referral. I think it's transferring from one hospital to that one. There should be a doctor. There should be a doctor.
All right.
No, not a doctor. Maybe a nurse. If the situation is
sometimes the doctor can
sometimes the doctor can and they think that managing the person to the
true. As for that, I know. Even for airlifting of sick people, they usually go with the doctor.
Yeah. So the issue is not about the issue here in this particular is an emergency, so there's no referral.
Okay.
So if they bring,
let's come back to. I just made that point to say that in a couple of years later, we'll come back to some other baby. And I feel like it's been happening, but it just doesn't get the kind of attention that.
The unfortunate thing is that this is an accident victim. So there shouldn't have been any excuse why
that is no first hospital should have accepted it. Simple.
It's an accident victim.
Even if it's on the bed.
So there shouldn't be any excuse why they won't accept him. But see, we have a problem.
And you see how we've moved on.
2 years ago,
nobody has been held accountable. We have just come to
I told you,
we've been
2 years
ranting
ago
about
when we were
it.
meeting at Yao's place. When I met a gentleman in an
Elvis,
accident.
hold on, please. Let's
I
complete.
was going to give a story. And I would have given my own story about my mom.
This is not a story.
Okay,
no bed syndrome.
Yes.
The issue of the baby thief, to me, it can happen in any hospital. It can happen anywhere in the world. It's all about the fact that the person planned a crime. And when people plan a crime, you may not know their strategy. Unfortunately for us in this country, our hospitals or public places like hospitals, schools, and the rest, security is not a priority. That we must admit. We don't really prioritize security. Somebody was asking the training of the health personnel when they are in school and they are being trained. Do they even have any course on some of these things as part of the training? No. I think what happened over there should just be a wake-up call for all of us to know that people can plan things like this, but how do we deal with it? One issue all of you raised is that how people can easily just walk and enter wards. But truth of the matter is that when we go to hospital and want to enter wards, we are being told it's not visiting hours. We are angry with the health professional. What they are telling us is not visiting hours.
But they insist.
So what I will say is that thank God the CCTV camera captured the lady. Thank God that they claim that she called the sister that she had a baby, and the sister said no. and went and reported to the police means that our moral standards have not completely gone like that. There are people who still hold on to some form of morality. But this is what I want to say. I say, for babies and other sensitive wards, probably we can look at technology in a way of providing some form of security. For instance, in some jurisdictions, when babies are born fresh, like because of same issue of stealing, once the baby is born, there is this sticker like a bangle fixed around the leg, the feet, or the hand. Has the baby's name, the parents, their name, and then some of them have electronic sensors in them. So with the electronic sensor, what happens is that the sensor is mapped to the extent that it cannot go beyond the hospital's boundaries if the baby and the mother have not been discharged. So if there's no official discharge and that baby is to cross the boundaries of the hospital, it triggers an alarm somewhere for somebody to know that some baby is being taken out of the facility without being discharged. And I think these are simple technology tools that probably we may want to consider, that if our hospitals across board, health centers, maternity homes where women give birth, can have some of these things, that when the baby is born fresh, they put that bangle with a little electronic sound equipment in it, that if you are taking the baby outside the boundaries of the hospital, at the time that the mother has not been discharged, there should be an alarm to somebody to quickly say, hey, where are you taking the baby? I think it could help. And all of us should also be a little bit more vigilance in the way we do things. Because for me, one of the things is that I know Manprobi Polyclinic. I've been there, I think, about 2 months ago. I took a member of my household there at midnight. The main door was completely open, ajar. There was no even any watchman at the gate at the time. We went in, but I realized that just people entering around that time back and forth, nobody asks you any question. I'm not a sick person, but how will I be able to enter a ward and come? And probably, if they look at sensitive places like where babies are kept, probably they may want to also have maybe electronic locks, where if you are not approved person to go to that place, you cannot enter the place, because then probably maybe you need a fingerprint to be able to open the door or something. So that somebody does not walk from outside just because it's a nursing uniform and goes there and can pick a baby and walk out. And this also should tell the health workers that when they are on duty, I know that they work in teams, but sometimes maybe somebody will come fresh, you may not know. But it's important that they begin to pay attention to the teams they work with, so that they know that on this ward I'm working with ABC. So if any other nurse comes there who is not a member of the team, at least you can ask that, maybe what is your responsibility here? I think it will also help. Because if this lady was wearing a uniform as a nurse and enters the ward, I'm sure that other nurses are also working on that ward. Why come nobody questions her? She was able to go and convince the woman and took the baby and took the baby away. I think that we just have to look at the security setup. We don't need to go and put policemen at the gate. That is why the Accra Regional Police issued a statement that they are going to work on security for that particular hospital. I said, but what about all the other hospitals and clinics across board? Okay. Those who have been to Korle Bu, look at how big Korle Bu is. Look at how big with various units and the rest. How will you be able to know everybody that works with Korle Bu if you work there? You can't know everybody who works there. So we should begin to look at certain systems that will help all of us to be able to provide security. But it's a fact that childbirth, as IB has said, infertility is rising very fast. It's rising very fast. And the problem here we have is that treatment for infertility is expensive. So few people can afford it. So if you need a baby and you can't afford treatment for infertility, then it means that you are desperate. And I remember President Akufo-Addo saw that Korle Bu some time ago, that wanted to build a fertility center there so that the cost to those who need fertility treatment will be one that is affordable. I think that we need to pay attention to that project, not only in Korle Bu, but across board. Because now if you want to fertility treatment, they mention the figures for you. If you are looking for IVF, you need not less than 100,000 Ghana cedis now to do an IVF. Aside other medications you'll be buying alongside. You understand it. And question is, how many Ghanaians can afford 100,000 for one IVF? So we also have to look at it that way. It's also important because if the person desperately wants a child and the options to get it are too expensive, then the possibility of let me go and steal comes in. As for baby stealing, there's not only in Ghana, everywhere in the world, people who are desperate and want children steal babies. And if you are reading the Epstein files, you will know that there are a lot of allegations of babies being trafficked and people using them for sacrifice and all kinds of things, even in the most advanced countries. So it is not only about I'm stealing it for myself, but somebody may want to go and steal for one sacrifice or the other, or for some reason
at least
somewhere.
this one we are told that the mother was desperate.
Yes. So the desperation is because
But
she probably
like I
doesn't have the
said,
money to afford the treatment.
As a country, I know that we will be back to this conversation again.
Oh, no, any day we'll be
Because
back.
we did say so much in 2018 when it happened in Kumasi at the Komfanochi. Yes. And we are back here again. So,
but if you go to Komfanochi now, you ask yourself, will you see visible security protocols or protocols to ensure that doesn't happen again?
Nothing.
Well, I was at Komfanochi last year, towards the end of the year. I don't know what the security protocol for hospitals should be, so I cannot speak to that. But with the way that I saw how the place is.
You walk in.
No, these are some of the issues.
You can walk in, but I don't know if you'll be able to take a baby that isn't yours away. Because they have a designated room, even for breastfeeding.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't have a baby
Yeah,
yet,
but
so I don't know.
the case of Serwaa was not a stolen baby. It's just a case
But,
of
I mean,
Serwaa being told that.
But how do you know it's not a stolen baby? We are not able to
you
establish
are
the
not
baby as
getting-
of
you are
today.
not
No,
getting
the
me.
story. You are talking
They
about the story,
told the
right?
mother that your baby is dead.
Yeah, the story.
The fetus has been discarded.
No, by protocol.
And the mother said no.
By protocol, you
I
can't
need
bury
to
somebody's
see.
dead baby without
That's the point.
person's-
I'm saying that the story
So
was
there
not
was-
about somebody coming there to steal
but
Serwaa.
there was
But
some reach.
Did you believe it, that story?
Serwaa didn't believe it. So
No,
who am I?
Exactly, that's what he said. If she
You know,
didn't
you happened at
believe
Rich Hospital some years back, and even Nima boys invaded the place, and there was some fracas at the place. Same issue of the baby is dead, and we have already buried the baby.
It's noisy.
Okay.
Anyway.
we are never proactive as a people. Anyway, so our final topic, which you've all been waiting to talk about, Cocoa Board. So earlier this week, 16th February, Cocoa Board in a press release told us that its executive management has agreed to a 20% pay cut, while senior staff will take a 10% salary reduction for the remainder of the 2025-2026 cocoa crop year. And they say this is part of internal cost-cutting measures in response to the deepening liquidity challenges in the cocoa sector. If this goes well, they are targeting to get about 5 million cedis in savings every month, even though I have seen some people say that it will not do so much. But the minority, as expected, are against this. And so, once again, we're going to talk about it. The pay cuts, they say that it's a public relations stunt.
Yeah, it's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick, and it is not in any way some show of solidarity with the cocoa farmers, because a certain promise was made to the cocoa farmers, and a lot of cocoa farmers voted for the NDC. And so those promises must be kept. I'll start with you. Please make it brief.
On that, I said last week, that whether this haircut is affecting workers of Cocoa Board too. So if they have done that, I cannot sit here and say that for the symbolism of it is a bad thing. But even that, you know that the workers, the senior staff, they are protesting. Because apparently they were not even consulted.
Yeah.
They were not even consulted. So how are you going to implement the bargaining agreement, collective bargaining agreement and salary structure and everything? The senior staff, the government appointees, they can do this. But if you're a worker, per the collective bargaining agreement and all that, you have a salary structure and all that, you want to cut their salary. They are not appointees. They are employees. So if you want to take their salary, you must consult them and let them agree. So this whole thing that's why minority probably says it's a public relations stunt, because it's not going to succeed. Because if I were a worker there and you say you are cutting my salary and I am not an appointee, I am a staff, without consulting me, I'll take you to court. And nobody will win in this matter. So that one, I think that is something else. But I'm going to look at the cocoa itself, the prices that they've given to the cocoa farmers. I've heard people, many including government officials, say that, oh, there was a mess created by the previous administration. That's why they are reducing the cost if the cocoa mess had not been created. And I say that you can't tell this to the cocoa farmers. You can sit on radio and rant about these matters, but not the cocoa farmer. When in opposition, you said, with all the problems that you knew, even my brother said that it is about the economy, stupid. Didn't he say that? Didn't everybody in NDC know that this economy was bad? And that it affected cocoa sector? Didn't they know this? And yet, when President Akufo-Addo said that I was increasing your thing to your prices per bag to 3,100, they sat in opposition and said he should have given my own brother, friend, the finance minister, that cocoa farmers were being shortchanged. They should have gotten 6,000. 6,000. Now you come with all the bad management by previous administration, with all that, you still found time, added 128 or something Ghana cedis. And the noise were made. You added another 400 or something. The thing went to 3,625. With all the management, the bills, the debt that you said the previous administration accumulated, all those debts were there. But you found time to increase. And because you have found one thing, you are reducing cocoa prices. You are saying that because of what the previous administration, the debt. Is it the debt? Even with the debt, you increased. So why would you give your reduction reason that your reduction is due to the mess created by the previous administration? And by the way, which government has not created problems at Cocoa Board? Which government? When you come, you inherit liabilities and assets. So you solve the problems when they are there. And this...
But they say that the NPP created more mess.
More mess. But that's when people was kicked out. Didn't they say that? Didn't my senior brother, the president now, say that it is about the economy, stupid? Didn't you hear that? So now it's not about the economy.
Isn't that why he held that emergency
after 3 months? 3 months that the cocoa farmers have not been paid. And what is the outcome of it?
And so forcing addressed.
So what was the outcome? The outcome was that I am reducing your cocoa prices. If I have one cocoa bag, you are taking 1,000 cedis, 38 Ghana cedis from my bag. If I have 100 bags, you are taking 100,000 from my 100 bags of cocoa. And you said that as a cocoa farmer, I should be happy. Now you say that I have some people saying that, oh, they are giving FOB price of 90 cedis. 90%, sorry. And I'll say, 90% is giving me 200, and you say it's better. Your 90% is giving me 2,500 Ghana cedis. Somebody 70%.
Wrap it up.
Somebody 70% is giving over 3,000, and you say that your 90% is better. And I heard Dr. Otokuno making this argument profusely on radio. He said, you go and face cocoa farmers, you give your voodoo calculation. and that, because things are, inflation has gone down, prices have gone down and all that. I said, is it not the same inflation that the price was 3,600? Is it not the same inflation? Is it not the same price levels that the price? You reduce the thing, and you now go back to tell me that because you have broader inflation and all that, I should suffer because you have broader inflation. Is that what they are telling cocoa farmers? That's not fair.
Okay.
Because there's no time. There's so much to talk about cocoa sector. I wish that we had even started with this cocoa thing. Because
I know why I didn't start with it. Elvis.
Thank you. I think the NDC is being haunted by their own pronouncements, and they should dance to the tune, because that is exactly what is happening.
By the way, every farm was supposed to be given, apart from them reducing the prices, every farm was supposed to give you a borehole to water their cocoa.
So, if they are not going to make all those promises because they are looking for votes, I heard voices that said the farmers should be getting 7,000. I heard voices that said 6,500. I heard voices of 6,000. And all of them were making promises. Now, fulfill the promise, you are now giving calculations and mathematical algorithms to justify why you can't fulfill your promise. When you were making the promise, Didn't you know that cocoa price that we set is called an average price?
Guaranteed price.
And that the average price
guaranteed
is a consideration of 12 months back and forth of cocoa price in a year, and you strike the average. So if there's a time that it went to 10,000, doesn't mean that we are going to pay the farmer 10,000. You have to add the average and determine the average. 4,200 was what NPP used in 2024 to determine, and the farmer got 3,100. Atuforcing has come to use 4,200, and the farmer is now getting 2,857. See, if you don't take politics out of this, you will suffer the pain, because you don't determine the price of cocoa. The cocoa price is determined by the world market. As I'm coming here, I read yesterday cocoa price fell again, and cocoa price is going to fall and fall again, because now that Ghana and Ivory Coast have made it to the world to know that they have so much and that nobody is buying, it means there is more supply than demand. So the buyers are now going to beat down the price the more. So as for the NDC government, they should be prepared for the pain they will go through in the hands of cocoa farmers because of their own pronouncements. You see, every government has left huge problems for cocoa board. But when they come, they will do all the PR and tell us, oh, the previous government. In 2017, what did we hear? We had things all the way to how much even the cocoa board CEO was being paid at the time.
That's why it was even this ticket.
Okay, to tell us why the sector is mismanaged to court. And then when they were asked, so will the salary be increased? Oh, but that will be against the labor law to vary somebody's salary, right? So the then CEO who, all the who made the noise, they came to enjoy the same condition of service that they were complaining about. Because they were under the labor law, you can't do that, right? So you see, what we have done in this country, why I am so angry, and why every cocoa farmer should be so angry in this country is that this price cut is called a rip-off. The reason it's a rip-off is that cocoa board doesn't grow cocoa. Cocoa board, they don't grow cocoa. The people who grow cocoa are the farmers. Then we sat down as a country and made a law and said we are setting up a body called Cocoa Board, a regulator to regulate the industry. What we have done to farmers is that when they grow their cocoa crop, and the crop is selling at $1,000 in the world market, Cocoa Board says, sell the cocoa for me to go and sell. I'll give you 70% of the price of the world market. That's the maximum we have given to cocoa farmers until the recent one. Then Cocoa Board will pocket the remaining 30% of cocoa farmers their money. When people sweat and produce the beans, for you to just put it in a ship, take it from the community, put it in a ship, go abroad and sell it, you keep 30% of all the money from cocoa beans. And that money you are supposed to use to manage Cocoa Board and manage the affairs of the cocoa sector. All that they done, they gave themselves hefty salaries and turn it into employment center for political foot soldiers. So Cocoa Board in Ghana grows cocoa on 1.5 million hectares of land. Our production is always below 1 million. Our workforce at Cocoa Board is 10,200. Senior staff alone is 5,000. Yes, senior staff alone is 5,000. Which institution in Ghana that senior staff are 5,000?
That's sickening.
Which company can pay 5,000 senior staff in this country? Côte d'Ivoire, which makes double what we grow, they have less than 2,000 workers, I'm told, in the regulator. But we have 10,200. Because every government comes, party boys are looking for job, pump them there, push them there. And then we do all this, and then we misuse the money of cocoa farmers. And then when there's a price cut, after we do one of the reasons we use the average price is that we were using forward sales arrangement. Forward sales is that after we determine the farm gate price, which is the average price, and we say this is announcement on October 1 that is the price of cocoa. In the event that the price goes down, the farmer is not supposed to be affected.
Yes.
It's supposed to be
guarantee.
a price mitigation. What is a guaranteed price? That is why the farmer knows that even though the cocoa is selling 7,000 on the world market, at the time the price was fixed, it wasn't a spot sale, and that it is a forward sale, and therefore they accept whatever you give them. And for the first time, you are saying that though you gave them a guaranteed price, they cannot enjoy it and you are cutting it. How does this make sense to anybody? This is why it's a rip-off. Because you have been keeping 30% of all cocoa produced in Ghana. You, Cocoa Board, you have been pocketing the money.
Okay.
Are you saying that you are not able to make any savings that is supposed to risk mitigation, that in the event that the price goes down, you can use it to cushion the farmer. And then you use it to pay yourself big salaries, buy big cars, offer. If a cocoa board, one of their biggest problems is that all political financiers who want money in Ghana, that is their center for procurement. So things that they don't need, they can procure 3 years ahead of time. Because somebody needs to do procurement and make money. Those who want money say, give me road contract. The road contract, go and check how many cocoa roads have been completed. They will do it to a point, they say, oh, they have not been paid, the road is there. Meanwhile, people have paid hefty monies because it has become a center for procurement for political financiers. And the people who work there themselves have turned into paying themselves hefty salaries and allowances.
Okay, Elvis, thank you.
So there's no reason why the cocoa farmer should have suffered this price cap. I am with the cocoa farmer 100% that the price must be restored. Because the money that the cocoa board has actually pocketed, which should have gone to the cocoa farmer's pocket, and they have pocketed all these years, there is no justification for anybody to reduce the price of cocoa.
Yeah, I concur. Yeah, reversal.
Thank you.
They should reverse it.
A quick one. So, as for cocoa board and its troubles, I'm not sure it's news to anybody. There's a reason why when the IMF program came into force, it centered on 2 sectors. So the IMF program focused on the cocoa sector and then also the energy sector because we're bleeding profusely at these 2 sectors. Now, relative to the forest sales, and I talked about this, so I'm just going to build upon the points I made last week. Now, forest sales, yes. So the Randy Abiy administration inherited a number of contracts that had not been supplied, just as has always existed. But just that we sold more than 70% of the crops we were to purchase in 2024-2025 season. And we took the money. And guess what? Serwaa, we sold them at the price of less than $3,000. After we had forward sold, a bag of cocoa went to $12,000, but we could not benefit. And it's a risk.
Yes.
So as you make your bed, so you lie on it.
Right.
So we sold it less than $3,000.
Yes.
And then the price on the international market went to $12,000. But because we had sold our cocoa beans, we could not benefit. So it was on that score, and I remember we've spoken to Eric Opoku, we went to interview him. We put that same question to him about the 6,000 Ghana cedis that was promised. He said no. They said looking at the prevailing market prices then, farmers ought to have gotten, hold on. Farmers ought to have gotten 6,000. So it was not a promise.
It's a promise. Hey, they don't defend them either.
You're not getting me. I'm relaying to you. I'm relaying to you what the man has said. And I'll send you the video after. Oh, listen.
Both of you were speaking, he was very quiet.
How do you determine cocoa prices? Is it not based on how much you sell on the international market?
I know what you are saying, they know it. So please make your point.
It's not.
We use forward sales, so we use average price.
Really?
Yes.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Price.
So if you are using the forward sale, on what price base are you going to sell? Is it not based on the
No,
that's the thing. Oh, so today, cocoa, the price on the international market is less than $2,500. Yes. So you are going to.
It's $3,600.
No, no.
It's $2,600. I checked this morning.
Check.
I checked this morning.
So the point I'm making is that, so if you are going to sell, if you are going to sell forward sale, are you not going to do the calculation based on how much is being sold now?
No, that is the problem you have. You don't understand the forward sale. The forward sale is that you have agreed with the buyers.
You are not getting
No, you agree with the buyers that...
Let him finish.
You are not getting... Elvis, you are not getting me. I'm saying that.
No, it's not right.
You cannot tell me... No, see, you cannot tell me that.
Elvis, please.
Elvis, you cannot tell me that. A bag of cocoa, a ton of cocoa is selling at $4,000 today.
Yes.
But once you are going to do forward sales, you are going to get 6,000 for the forward sale because you forecast that. That's the point I'm making. So it is based on how much is being sold now. Then you do the forecasting. You do the forecasting. That's how come we sold it under $3,000. We sold it at $3,000. But in future, it got to $12,000, but we had already sold it.
Yes.
Now, the point I'm relating to the forward sales is that we have sold it before the 2025 crop season.
Yes.
So we needed to buy and supply.
Yes.
So we were... No, that's not new. I said that. That's not new. We were then prevented from engaging in another forward sale because we had not gotten enough beans to supply those we have sold in the past.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Yes.
That's explanation given.
That's a fact. It's no explanation given. Sometimes when they give us the explanation, we must also look at the data. That is a fact.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, moving forward now, if you want to do forward sale, it will be based on the forward price, current price that we have.
Yes.
Now government says, let's hold on. Let's restructure the entire system. Now, let's hinge our prices to the cocoa farmers based on international market prices. Today, the farmers are crying. That's a fact. Serwaa, tomorrow, it can be that the farmers will get much more than they've ever gotten in their lives. Yeah. What will we say when we get to that point?
No.
So it's a decision government has taken. It's a decision government has taken today. It's a terrible, it's a bad decision for the farmers. Yes.
But we are likely to benefit.
That's the point. Tomorrow you want to know.
What kind of decision that you have?
What you are saying is you don't understand how the cocoa market works.
No.
So you are telling me that the farmers cannot benefit from the price hike?
No, it means that you are adopting spot sales. But you are using forward sales. You can't use forward sales and that.
What you are doing or what you are saying, the explanation that IB has given and what President Mahama is seeking to do is to, like he said, take painful decisions.
We are talking of now.
You are missing the two.
Yes,
you are missing the two.
We have our future. We are talking of now.
We have to call spot sales. We want to work spot sales.
Who has signed permanent contracts for forward sales? Has anybody signed permanent contract for forward
sales?
No. So it's a decision that is made. So which one is yours?
It's a policy decision.
You have to explain.
It's a policy decision.
No. This one has gotten it wrong. This one has gotten it wrong. Nobody has signed forward sales contract in perpetuity.
Spot sales, no more forward sales.
Do you know that when all of you speak, the viewers can hear?
Forward sales is a 1-year agreement. Forward sales. Now, if you announce the price today,
they said they are not doing that. Let's forget about.
So if you are shifting to sports sales, you are shifting to sports sales.
They have said that.
We look at the risk.
But they have said that. They have said that.
That's the point they are making.
Well, my argument is that you have promised a cocoa farmer 3,600.
You are looking at it from a political
view. Not political. Stop that. If you are a cocoa farmer, you will not be talking politics. You have come to promise me and you are paying me. All of a sudden, you are giving some external factors that because cocoa prices have reduced, you will not pay the farmer. What kind of external factors is that?
Let me learn this before we go.
Pay the cocoa farmer the problem. When they say guarantee, it's for the year.
We get you.
So absorb it. Economy is doing well.
I get you.
Absorb the difference and pay the cocoa farmer.
I get you. See.
Till the end of the year, so that if you can do your sports sales and whatever thing you want to do, you do it.
I get you.
For now, cocoa farmer must get what you have promised.
So you are with the minority.
But why not? It makes sense. It makes sense to be with the minority right now.
So government has taken a decision. When you take a decision,
but
you take the
you say the economy is doing well, and you cannot absorb just half a year.
You take the positives and the negatives. So yesterday I was at the presser address by Isaac Adongo, the chairman for the finance committee, and he related to the fact that over 800 million Ghana cedis
has been released. For
and
the
this is to pay the cocoa produce purchase previously at the original price. That's not at the reduced price. So the monies that have been released is to pay the farmers for the 3 months that they sold their cocoa beans, but they had not been paid. Now, ask that direct question that regardless of the explanations you are giving, the bottom line is that the farmers are taking less than what they were promised previously. What's your direct message to the farmers? Ask that question. So nobody is oblivious of the fact that the cocoa farmer today has lost some money. Right? The answer is that tomorrow looks good. Wait, when tomorrow doesn't look good for the farmer, then you can have that conversation.
Forget that one. Tomorrow look. When you have taken you have set up a price for a year. You are taking my money and say I should wait for tomorrow.
The
if I don't live up to tomorrow,
how does it look good tomorrow?
If the person doesn't live up to tomorrow, what does it happen?
No.
You know the family the way they are going
so the fact is also that
you promise the person pay them, you are saying tomorrow. If I don't live up to tomorrow,
the fact is also that Elvis. Last week you mentioned this. I corrected you that when you talk about the 30% differential, it is the same money that's used to provide the farming input, the fertilizers, the seed.
You didn't correct me. I said all those, but I said the amount.
I told you that amount, that differential is what they use for these interventions.
No,
but you are fixated on how much salaries are paid.
When you take 30% of the entire cocoa produced in a year, do you know how much money we are talking about?
Now they are paying 90%.
90% of what?
Oh, this one I am
90% of what?
Okay, so he's saying it's an
this one is called a price.
I would do happy
90% of what?
Look, let me tell you. See, let's be clear in our mind. Spot sales and forward sales are two different things. Forward sales, when the farm gate price announced, it lasts for 1 year. Spot sales means that...
No, you have said that. So what do you expect government to do now?
No, I'm saying that
the farmer.
What do you expect them to
do? The amount set for the year.
Until
the
reforms. My point is simple. The reforms should affect the announced farm gate price. But if the reforms is about we are going for spot sales, it should be made clear to the farmer that now that you are going to take all the risk from the market. So if the farmer will take the risk and there will be no mitigation, then the cocoa boy should not take any money of the cocoa farmer. Because now, if the price goes down, I will suffer. If the price goes up, I will benefit.
Thank you.
Today, cocoa price is down. it means that the
I
IBs
understand
tomorrow
you.
is not
90%
good.
will even
It means
be
that the cocoa farmer is
useless.
going to lose more than the 285. 285 will not get because the price goes down. Means the cocoa farmer price
Thank
goes down.
you.
Pay
Thank
them
you.
the money. Pay them the 3,625
and I would
Ghana
by way of
cedis.
information,
Because
guys,
that's already agreed.
by way of
For the
information,
year.
it's okay.
For the
It's okay.
This is a guarantee
It's
minimum
okay.
price. Absorb it because you said the economy is doing well. Absorb and let the
Yeah,
cocoa
we'll do it.
farmers get the money.
It's
They are
okay.
suffering.
We hear.
They borrowed money.
We hear.
They are dying.
We hear you.
Which money? Oh, we read the budget in November.
Yeah, but right now, where did you want them to get the money?
from.
Which money? It's already in the budget. We budgeted. Oh, our
But you know there are money in the budget.
Now,
That
which money?
Exactly.
Physical money.
No.
It doesn't mean physical
I
money.
will say where did they get the money?
Ivory Coast government has released $500 million.
Oh, they asked me a
It's
question,
absorbing
let
the
me
losses at the moment.
They are
The
continuing,
government is.
going the Ghana way.
No,
Yes,
but they are absorbing the losses. They have not
okay.
gone.
Ask
Don't
me
say
a
that they
They
are
are
where
unable
do they
to
get the
be-
money?
they are unable to sell their cocoa.
They should
Ivy,
go into
Ivy.
the contingency
It
fund.
is also an
Thank you.
insult
We
for
have to-
Ghana and Ivory Coast to be earning the same price because Ghana's cocoa is
It's
premium.
premium.
We sell higher than Ivory Coast cocoa. How come that we should be earning the same?
Meanwhile,
Ivory
we
Coast
sent
is
our
making more
cocoa and
than
nobody was buying because our
Thank
cocoa was
you.
too
Thank you.
expensive.
That's
Our
okay.
cocoa-
Who said
It's
too
okay.
expensive?
It's okay. It's okay. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yeah. Bring your
Happy
thing.
birthday.
Oh, but the man cannot chop, but the man is fasting.
Yeah,
We
but
don't try to take it away.
The man is fasting, he
Yeah,
can't
we
chop.
want him to take it. Bless you.
Hey,
now.
Mensah.
May
Hey.
God bless you now.
Hey.
May God bless.
Yes, the
How do
birthday
so?
cake is here.
This is from. Are you Mike Joshua?
No, so
Okay, so this is from the entire. We know you're fasting,
Yeah.
so we don't
You take it
expect
home.
you to eat it. Take it home for 6:15 when you break your fast.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank
You make the show exciting. In fact, you have people looking forward to our because they find
You
you
wanna fight
so
you.
annoying
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
But we love you. Happy birthday to you. And
Thank you.
we pray that you remain a friend of the show forever because we have seen people who have been friends of the show. Their governments their parties have come in power, they've made money and they've abandoned us.
That's true.
We pray that isn't your story.
Ami.
So,
Exactly, that's the point.
They
That's
didn't
why we are
treat him well.
celebrating it.
If they had treated him well, he would.
No.
Never experienced this in my entire life.
in fact, all of you here are married.
Yes.
IB.
Yeah, it's a table of men.
No, not all of us.
Elvis.
I don't know why some people are not saying they are not married.
Elvis.
Who is it married?
We'll find
Are
a
you
wife for
married?
Elvis.
Me, I'm married.
We'll find a wife
So
for
who is
Elvis.
it married?
We'll find a wife for
themselves.
Elvis.
IB is married.
We'll find a wife for
Joshua
Elvis.
is married.
We'll find a
Elvis.
wife for
I'm
Elvis.
not married.
I love that.
So we gave him up to December last year. He didn't. But this year,
Let's extend it
That's
to December
societal
this year.
pressure. You were just here talking about societal
no,
pressure.
he's our friend. We know.
No,
him.
it's a good pressure.
It's a good,
It's
as
a
for
If you
him,
are not married, they tell you marry. It's a good pressure. It's
Yeah,
not a bad pressure.
good.
Don't see it as negative.
For a man.
For a man.
For a woman and a man,
No, for a
everybody.
man.
For a man.
Marriage is a good thing. So if
So
somebody
then why
says,
aren't you
How do you
married?
know? How do you know?
oh, I'm planning it.
How do you know marriage is a
no,
good
as
thing?
for this year too.
But you can live a married life without necessarily performing a right.
That's
so what's
true.
the big deal?
That's true.
Hey,
That's true.
How can it be true?
Richard promised to marry.
It's a matter
Thank
of
you.
choice.
Stay with us. We'll be back with more after the break.
Me take it in the data. Whenever you get up, I look at What's up, world? What's up, Africa? I go by the name Jay-Z, all the way from Liberia. Nicki Minaj, come give me love. Give me your butter, I know what she can do, man.
Can't talk about February without is here in the studios. As advertised, Akwaboah is in the building this morning. Akwaboah, good morning.
Good morning, brother. How are you?
I'm okay. I hope you're doing well.
I'm okay, by God's grace.
I mean, every month of February,
Yes.
if we forget anything at all, even if we forget chocolate, we cannot forget Akwaboah. Because, I mean, you have epitomized love music in this season. People see a lot of you, they experience a lot of your music. We use your music for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Some we cannot mention on air.
Yeah.
But what have you been up to? How have you been?
I've been good. I've been trying to work on other songs, new records. I'm trying to see how I can merge two sounds together. So I've been a bit backwards there, trying to do those things. But you know, so far it's been so good. And as you just said, we're still working on our concerts and making sure everything is on point. So yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that shortly because it was supposed to happen. Usually we're looking forward to it on the 14th. Now there's been a slight change. But then talking about your music, now I spoke to someone who says that he prefers to have his work louder than himself. Is that also your philosophy? Because your music is so big.
Okay, yeah. So I would love to have me bigger than my words. And the reason is the people must love you.
Yeah.
To be able to attend your shows. If they only love your music and you're having a show, it's because they don't love you and they're not going to come. But if they love you more, you don't have to put out a song, whether this year or next year, they're still going to come because they love you.
As a person.
As a person. And that's what puts people on their toes, making people work almost every time because they want to stay relevant. Still doing the music so that the music talks for them.
Right.
And there are some people, for me, I still want you to love me for who I am and not only the music. That's not to say the music is not part. And not only the music. So that I am not under any pressure to bring any song out, but then you still love Akwaboah. And if you're coming for my events, you're coming because you love Akwaboah and not only the songs that I do. So yeah.
That's a very interesting mix there. But then beyond the music, beyond what we see on stage, beyond the performances, who is Akwaboah?
It's very simple. Akwaboah is just a simple person. I'm just the indoor type, the church type, always there. You know, I'm a choir master.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
choir master with love songs.
A combination. But I mean, everything is love, so I mean, yeah. So I'm just a simple person. Yeah, I'm married to a beautiful wife, and then that's basically.
Very necessary.
Yeah, I mean, when anybody asks me who Akwaboah is, I find it hard to say much about Akwaboah because I feel, what is there to say? You know, Akwaboah is an artist. Yeah. So basically, that's it for me.
Great.
Very simple person. Yeah.
And you've been around for quite a while. You've been in the industry for a long time.
Yes.
Comparing when you started as a musician, looking at the trends now, things have changed. I know you're very good when it comes to instruments as well.
Yeah.
Now it's a bit different because people don't necessarily have to understand the music.
Okay.
They enter a studio, then record things, and they're gone.
Yeah.
And it's an instant hit.
Yeah.
What has changed over the years for you?
For me, I think nothing has really changed.
Okay.
Because I'm still holding on to the sound and the high life that I'm still doing. Before I even became an artist, I mean, the high life was everywhere. We got into hip life and then crunk music and other genres came around. But high life has always been the root of the tree for GHOne music. So for me, that's what I'm still holding on to and then still trying to, like I said, look for other avenues to merge the sound with different sounds to make it look like it's still high life that I'm giving to you in different forms. So for me, I mean, it's been the same. And then one thing that I would want to say is sometimes the process is kind of hard. A new group of artists coming now, like you're saying, gets to the studio and then in 5, 10 minutes, 15, 20, songs are recorded and then they are out. But if you want to sound or you want to be like I would always say this, the Kodjo entries, the Lumbes, the Amachididis, and let's say my dad, may so rest in peace, we would have to find a way of making songs like evergreen songs. Because to date, they still play, they still play the songs. They still play Obi Niwa, what is on Kodjo songs, they still play Lumba's Makramo and stuff. And that is something that we should look out for. Not just getting into the studio and then making the song a hit today and then in 3-4 months, like they are gone. So basically that's it for me.
Interesting. And I know that, like I said earlier, you play the instruments, you're a choir master yourself,
yes.
You're writing songs and all of that.
Yeah.
How has all of that shaped you into the artist you are?
Okay, it's just like you being a doctor and then going to school to learn how to give injection and everything. That's, well, for me, I had the privilege to play with bands. From Kumasi, I did some gospel band and some normal high life band. When I came to Accra, I was with the same. In fact, I was part of a band called Patch Bay.
Yeah.
And then we played for like almost 4 years, GHOne Music Awards. So it feels like I've played for literally most of the artists in Ghana. So I mean, I got the chance or the privilege to play for people, and that, you see, getting every bit of everything, the high lives, the funks, the reggaes, the root reggae and everything, has really helped with the kind of style or what I do now, because you need all those things to understand. If I want to do a reggae song, what do I need? There are some jargons in the reggae that are the tones and everything. So I literally understand what works with what when it comes to the music, and I think that's a good thing for me. Yeah.
And how does all of that position you? Because I know people who don't play any instrument, they don't write any song. Perhaps all they do is to sing and maybe rap on a beat that is given them. But to have knowledge of all of these things that goes into production, how does that position you as an artist?
So basically, you know very well that when you are called anywhere, you are free to do what you must do. That is where I am now. Because let's say you meet a white person, like a white man, or let's say an outsider, not from the country, and they want to make music like their style of music. Then what happens is you're going to talk music with them. How do you want it to sound? And that's alone, that information, it's not compared to you only singing, or let's even only playing. So it's you know your key ranges, you know what to do, and that is very, very key when it comes to you as an artist.
Right. Well, we still have Akwabwa in the studio this morning. We're having a conversation about his music. We're touching a bit about his expertise in the field as well. And then we'll be talking about his upcoming program. It's happening on the 21st. We'll be getting to that shortly, get to understand exactly what you and I should be expecting and why you and I can never miss out on the program, which is upcoming tomorrow, Saturday. And so quite a lot to talk about, but I'll come back to him shortly and get to also find out from him exactly which song that he has done over the years truly represents him as a person, as a stands. Because he says it's not just about the music. You have to love the man Akwabwa to be able to attend the program. So which song describes where you are currently?
Interesting. As in my songs, honestly, I've not even thought about that, but what song?
Tough one.
Yeah, that's a very strong one. Anyways, I've got a new song out called what's his name? Shemrefi, and you know. Fresh at the Nipa Right. Okay, so I have a new song out, and that's
We'll check it.
Yeah, check it. Yeah. When you listen to it, you know who I am. I won't stress myself.
No, I mean, so talking about your program, Shapes of Love, like I said earlier, on the 14th of February, that's our job. That's where we celebrate. But then this year, we didn't get it on the 14th. Talk to me about that.
So most of the times, like for the past years, anytime I post about Shades of Love, I get comments like, when are you coming to Kumasi? When are you coming to Koforidua? When are you coming to blah, blah, blah?
You do everything to Accra people?
Yes. So basically, this year I wanted to do Kumasi.
Okay.
Yes. And then things didn't go as planned, but I still did the 14th somewhere in the Ashanti region called Mensah. And it was great. I mean, if you check on my page, you see the numbers, they were great. That's basically it. That's why I wanted to do 14th in Kumasi and then do 21st here in Accra, because every year it feels like the 14th is in Accra. So now that 21st is tomorrow, we're doing Accra. Yeah.
Amazing. But what went into the whole idea of Shades of Love?
So like I said, an artist, you must be loved, not only for the song. And I think having an event for yourself for a year at least connects you to your fans. There are songs that I can go to weddings, you can do 4 or 5 songs, and then you're gone. So they don't get to hear some of the core songs, the songs that you love that are not really out there. They are on your album. We don't get to listen to those songs. So then me and my team thought about it way back and we're like, you know what, we need a concert that can let people connect. When it comes to the concert, they can listen to every song on the album, like when I'm performing. And that's what went into, we decided, and then Shades of Love was birth, and then
And how many years running?
This is the 9th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in this 9-year period, there's not been a smooth sail.
Yes. You know, when you're starting things, even with the buildings, it takes time to bring them down is very, very easy. But then when you're building, yeah. And so I think so the very first one we did was Ebo Kabi. And then the second one was okay. And so far, so good. So far, let me say so good. But you know, when it comes to the numbers, the sponsorships, the rehearsals, the dance, like the routines and stuff, it hasn't been easy. But then I'm grateful to God that we are here.
It's not been easy, but what keeps you going to say, listen, regardless of the challenges, we're still going to do Shades of Love?
For the love of my family, let me say fans, but my family, because you need to connect with them. And then the passion behind what I do, you get it. I think that's the only time I get to express myself as an artist, give my fans what they really deserve, not just to come on stage and then let's say do a miming and then move. You can just do the live, talk to them, ask them about relationships, and then you know where they are. You can use some for songs, you can fix relationships. You know, 3-4 years ago, some people connected at my event, and then the other year when they came, they were married. Wow. It has happened like on 2 occasions. So yeah, I think that's a good thing, and that's what keeps me going, making sure we fix relationships and make people work.
So tomorrow, where is it happening? How do people get to be a part of it?
So tomorrow it's happening at the Zen Gardens. Zen Gardens somewhere around Laboni. And by 7 p.m. sharp, the show starts, because I also want to leave the place by 12. Okay. Sorry. I want to leave the place by 12. Reason being that I don't want to keep people waiting, because it will be a Sunday. People would probably want to go to church, rest and stuff. So by 7 p.m. we start, and then by 12 we are out of the place. Tickets are at the gate. When you get to the entrance, you can buy your ticket, which is 250 Ghana cedis. Grab your tickets and then come. The tickets are very limited. That's how come we decided to sell at the gates. But then we're doing more of the tables. Right. So there's a table for 2, there's a table for 4, and there's a table for 6. Okay. It all comes here with the price. And the table for 2 is 2,000, and then for the 4 is 5,000, and for the 6 is 8,000 cedis. So I'm just going to give you guys the numbers. You can put it out there so that they know where to get your tables if you want to come. But tomorrow, the lineup is crazy. You see, one thing with the Shades of Love is I don't talk about the musicians coming. So when you sit down, what you see is that wow factor about the event. Yeah.
So you don't have any idea about who else is coming unless you are there.
You're there, and then you experience everything, and that's what you take home, because you were not expecting. I don't want a situation where I'm going to sell the tickets with an artist coming and then they don't show up. You would feel I lied because I wanted to sell tickets, which is not cool. So if you're coming for an Akobo event, that means you're coming to see me.
The rest is bonus.
The rest is the bonus for you. Yes.
Interesting. So what should people expect tomorrow when they come to Zen Garden at 7 p.m. to see Akwabwa?
I think
2026.
They are going to have fun. They are going to have fun. They are going to solve relationship matters. They just bring them to the show. We're going to talk about so many things. And we're actually going to have fun with my songs. And most of the songs that you know, we're going to perform all of them. And the artists on the bill too are coming to do great. So yes, come out your numbers. Let's see.
Absolutely. I remember. So Shades of Love is happening tomorrow at the Zen Garden in Laboni. Every single person needs to be there, especially those of you who's if the relationship is on rocks, that's where to fix it. Akwaba says he's got the magic wand. By the time the show ends, by 12 p.m. or 12 a.m., you'll definitely have resolution of that. So You mentioned your choir master.
Yeah.
My father was one. And I remember one of the pressures that I had as a son was to come home and then my father would force you to play the keyboard. He would sometimes leave you in the morning and tell you, by the time I return, you are playing this song. And it becomes a challenge for me. How do you cope with that over the years?
Okay, as in with my dad?
Yes.
For him, he didn't give me like any pressure because I think he knew what I wanted to do. So what he gave me was the books.
Okay.
Try and read about voicing. Try and do this about separation of tones. Try and do this about blah, 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 how to learn songs and blah. So that was part of my learning process. Yeah, you read about this and then you listen to, there's a guy in the US, there's a song called The Show Goes On. It has plenty piano pieces in there and I had to really understand how it works. So he never gave me pressure, but then I know wherever he is, he was proud. He's proud today and tomorrow he's going to be proud because I just was very serious with what I wanted to do.
So is that why you knew from an early stage that this is what you wanted to do?
Oh yes, from
no thoughts about it whatsoever?
No. I loved what he was doing. I was always watching him play. Today we would say when we were on tour, but at that time it was trick. We were going to Kumasi, Sunyani, blah blah blah. And when I'm on vacation from school, he takes me along. So watching him play with different artists and singing himself, I just knew I wanted to be a musician without a doubt. In school, my mates would tell you, so when we talk from time to time, they're like, hey Charlie, we didn't know you're going to do this because every day you were drumming on the tables and blah blah. So
those who know you are not surprised at all?
They are not surprised at all. Now you're signing now, we're doing Craig David songs and stuff. So
now, if you had not done music, what would you have become?
This matter. I actually wanted to do science. I wanted to be a doctor.
Hey, Dr.
But a mass now, my mom wanted me. I wanted to be a gynecologist, but mass I'm born. So I stopped laughing.
You wanted to be a gynecologist?
Yeah, I wanted to be a doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have no regrets whatsoever choosing this path of music?
No, because then I understand that your gift will take you far. Sometimes it's not what you learn in school, because some actually didn't go to school, but they are still making it with their gift. So you can do school, you can do everything, but you need to find your purpose, what God gave you as a gift. And I think when you told that lane, you're going to be fine.
Interesting.
I don't regret.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when we started the show...
That's not to say don't go to school. It's very important.
School, yeah. You need to go to school.
It will get to a point you need, it will get to a point you would need the school for so many contracts and stuff. So yeah.
Absolutely. Now, when we started the show, you talked about what you've been up to. You mentioned your wife. How has marriage been?
It's been good, Papa. It's been good. I mean, if I had known years back, I would have gotten married long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Truth is, it sets you on your toes. You know, now you have family. So whatever you're doing, if initially you're spending too much, you know, you would have to come back to somebody. And to do this kind of, you're careful. You get it? And then when you're alone, you get back from work. Sometimes you don't know who to talk to. You get it? But this is a stage, or you come home, you have this, like there's somebody to talk to, there's somebody to think, reason with, there's a food to eat, like she makes you happy. She doesn't distract my work when she knows I'm going to the studio. So I have a studio at home.
Yeah.
She would never come. She would call you from time to time. Honey, do you need something? Can I be of help? Blah, blah, blah. And she leaves you to do what you have to do. So, in a nutshell, it's been good. As far as I'm concerned, it's been almost a year and a half, and so far, by God's grace, so good.
So for someone who is married, you are married,
Yeah.
you talk about love, you sing about love.
Yeah.
Does it surprise you that we are still experiencing the level of divorce rates in the country?
It's kind of not surprising, because then when you're entering into a relationship and then you have it at the back of your mind that you're going for things, this is where the problem sometimes lies.
Right.
I feel we don't take time to know the people that we are with. And that might be the reason why, because it's a girl never on chain and she's already dressed. You would never see the bad part of her until she comes, or until you guys are married. Or she's snoring or something. That's when you're going to know.
Yeah.
Hey, now we'll say her temperament. There are lots of things that counts to. So I think we should rather find time to know who we are going to get married to, because 50 years, 70 years down the lane with one person, and it's easy. It's not an easy task. So you need to know those things before you get into it. But in all, I think you should marry your best friend.
Marry your best friend?
Yeah, somebody who you're able... You know, best friends literally discuss everything. Wherever they go, especially with women. Or come baby grow, young boy in there, or they can. Taking my point. So I feel, yes, you should discuss so many things, and then you're good to go.
You're good to go. That's it's been working for you.
For me, by God's grace, it's been here. My wife knows everything.
Everything?
Everything. Everything about anywhere I go and whatever happens. Even before we got married, she knew everything. Doing to me for which is new to her.
Right.
Because she knows the man she's dealing with.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Akwaba is living what he sings. Yeah. He's living the love that he tells us about. So finally, we need to go, but for tomorrow, here's your camera. Speak to Ghanaians. Okay. Why we all need to be at Zen Gardens at 7 p.m.
So why am I watching? Why you home? And you're going to see the videos on socials, and then you're going to go like, I should have been there. So to every fan out there, first of all, I want to thank you guys for holding me down. And then tomorrow, I need you in your numbers. Come. Grab your tickets, grab your tables, come and let's have fun. Every song that you want me to perform, you're going to do some songs request, and I'm going to perform all of them.
You're going to perform Akonoba as well.
Thank you very much. That was the song that I want to talk about. God bless you, brother. So there's Akonoba. So I'm going to perform. And actually, that song came from me and my wife going somewhere, and she was late. So I got in the car, and I was kind of mad. I was like, that bender. Because I told you to dress up before myself.
Exactly.
You waited for me to finish before you. What are you doing in the room? But when she got out, she was so beautiful. I was like, you know what? So if you listen to Akonoba, you would know. Right. So grab your tickets, come in your numbers. Let's have fun. God bless you.
Absolutely. Akwaba, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
So
me.
that's Akwaba. It's happening tomorrow, Shades of Love at Zen Gardens at 7 p.m. on the dot. If you have attended this program, you know that they don't joke with time.
Yeah.
Start on time, and then we close on time as well. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show. See you tomorrow at Zen Gardens. But tonight, it's happening at the Plus 233 Jazz Bar and Grill. Fugu Night Out, powered by Star 103.5 FM. So after the show, we are all going to get ready in our fugu. We are all meeting at the Plus 233 Jazz Bar and Grill. It's going to be epic. You need to be there. Then tomorrow we climax it at Zen Gardens with Shades of Love. Well, some people celebrating their birthdays today. Let's help them make the day a lot more special. Right, so this one says, birthday blessings to you, uncle, my support system, and the father.
Human being. I know you're also a human being, and let's do it, and let's keep riding on the best way we could. Yeah, you're live on GH Today, top 5 music videos countdown, GH Today lifestyle segment, and today is going to be epic. It's going to be super hilarious. Yes, I have a one-on-one with one of Ghana's powerhouse, crazy powerhouse, who we're going to be diving into his life and then how unique, and he's got so many controversies around him. And then we're also going to be touching on Grammys. Why is Ghana missing when it comes to these major international awards and recognition? So we're going to be diving into it. And I am pleased to have a Grammy member who will be taking us through all we need to know. And we are certain at the agenda, just like we told you last week, that Grammys 2027, Ghana needs to be there. So this is all lifestyle is about. We're trying to set an agenda. We're trying to make a pace, and we're trying to grow the industry together. And ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget, we're also going to be touching on the finest music videos that have churned out over the weeks in Ghana and beyond. That are sweeping all the numbers and making waves in the country, having all the best touches to it, with all the finest video directors and the best they are putting into their videos, telling stories out of everything happening around us. So I'll go for a quick breather, and let's watch this video. When I'm back, I'll let you know who I have as my guest this morning. It's none other than One Love, the Kubala. My brother, nice to meet you.
Yes, what's up?
That's what's up, bro.
How are you?
It's been a minute.
I'm around. I'm in Teshi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the last time we met was the Alliance Française.
Oh, yes.
You did some massive event there.
Oh, Charlie, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Excuse me, there's some substance on the table. Do you know if it's cocaine or it's cake? On the table right here.
Okay.
I'm asking you.
Say that again.
There's something on the table, and maybe I'll need a tissue, but I'm asking if it's cocaine or cake.
That's a cake. It was the birthday of one of our panel this morning. So
yeah, okay. It looks a bit powdery.
All right. So now let's dive into your life. You know, I believe there are so many myths and controversies surrounding One Love, the Kubala, and then you are the only one that can explain to us, tell Ghana and beyond what we need to know and understand.
Yeah.
So beyond the image, the barefoot image, who is One Love Kubala, and also I know that you have this multicultural background, worldview, and that even inspires and informs your music.
Yeah.
So tell us, who are you?
I'm going to answer who I am, but I want to know your name. I know it's DS, right?
That's right.
What does it stand for? Is it from Nintendo?
DS means the scribe. Going back to the Bible, those that used to write on plates and stones and all of that. That's what the DS stands for.
Because the DS is 2 letters in my new name that I'm bringing. My new name is SDB.
Okay.
So DS is inside.
That's right.
Yeah. And SDB, when I walked inside here, one of your guys didn't know who I was. And so one of the crew explained to him that's Sister Debbie's brother.
That's right.
So that's my new name now, SDB.
Sister Debbie's brother.
Yeah. So I'll be launching the name very soon.
That's right. Yeah, that's humorous. All right, so take us through who the Kubala is, looking at your diversified cultural background and the kind of music you do.
Yeah, Kubala is the result of an experiment by Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to send Ghanaian students to study in the east of Europe in the 70s and 80s so that Ghanaians could be the ones to extract their own resources from the earth, be it gold or oil or whatever, if the need arose. So my father went there to study petrochemical engineering, and he met my mother at a Nigerian friend's party in Bucharest, and they did Adam and Eve.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Adam and Eve ate the apple.
They ate apples, many apples.
Was it the green apple, the red?
Red.
Okay.
It was very red.
Okay.
Okay. And so I've grown up between 2 worlds, and somehow an outcast of both worlds, because in Europe they ask you who's your father, because they follow father power.
Yeah.
And in the Akan tradition where I'm from in Ghana, they ask who's your mother because we follow the blood. So here I'm useless, there too I'm useless.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm finding useful things to do in my life through
That's
music
right.
and film,
Uh-huh.
and other stuffs.
Okay.
And dancing.
Yeah. But I've not seen you dance before.
Oh, really?
I think we need to.
It's coming out.
We're going to give you music.
This
you
year
dance
I'm
before
dancing this whole year.
All right. Okay. Okay, so having to touch on that, would you say you are a social commentator or an entertainer?
I'm a Lapo. Do you know Lapo?
No, tell me what it is.
That means you are Gen Z. Lapo is somebody who reports to teacher. You see, you'll be in the class, people will be talking, somebody say, hey man, I'll go and tell teacher.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm the Chuka.
That's right.
The Lapo.
Okay. and you're very controversial. What inspires your lyrical prowess? What do you get your music on because of how you feel, real life story, because you want to send a message, because you feel the pain? Yeah, what inspires you, bro?
I don't think I'm controversial. I think I'm like a default setting of how society should be. Like
So
people
this
should
one,
be free.
a mito.
No, I'm just saying. I just feel like
Default setting.
I should be the default,
Yeah.
you know. But there's a lot of pretending and fear going on in our society, you know, which makes me look like I'm controversial. But I feel like I'm the normal one in the society. I think everybody else has lost their mind.
Okay. All right. So I know there are so many myths around you we're going to be touching on. But before that, your kind of music, how do you call it? Because I know Afrobeat, I know the kind of songs we do here in Ghana, which we are not limited to anything. And you can be yourself, you can drive any force, any niche you want to build. What kind of music do you do, Kabbalah?
I do true music.
Okay.
True music. Music that I find like has inspired me, that I've grown up on, that I've learned things about. When I feel like doing a song traditional, or I feel like doing something reggae, and it just feels true to myself or to the message I want to put across, or true to the feeling I want to put across. That's what I do. So I can't, I guess it's different genres, but I'll just call it true music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have been very vocal about governance, social issues, and other things. And I know which you even have a song on. I personally love that song.
Yeah.
Because I love to talk about social issues, things that should be fixed, things that are going on well, and all of that. You have a song to that. So don't you feel doing this, applying this path, kind of make you lose opportunities?
Oh, man, I like disturbing. Like every time a different party comes and stuff is going wrong in some places and I'm criticizing, the social media, the people that don't really know me in the outskirts of my circles and so on, they just come and comment, hey, because you are MPP. And when it's NDC time and I comment, they say because you are this. So every time it's like table
every
tennis.
time you keep going here, keep
I'm in one place. I'm standing in Ghana, right?
Yeah.
But they are throwing me left
Here and
and
there.
right.
That's
But
right.
I'm just standing in Ghana.
Okay.
So no matter who is in power, I want Ghana to be a good place for all of us. You know?
Okay.
So that's why I talk about Ghana a lot. I talk about society because a lot of people claim to love Ghana, right? But they are not brave, or their love is not strong enough to give them the bravery to fight for Ghana. So they fight for parties, you know, their parties and so on. But they say they are fighting for Ghana. But if there's somebody you love and you see that the person is going the wrong way and they may get into trouble or something bad will happen to them, no matter how shy you are of them or whatever, your love should be able to push you to advise them, you know? And I feel like the people that are advising Ghana on the direction to go are the ones who love Ghana. But every time you try and say something or do something to make your environment better, people say, if you don't like, then go away. Because I guess those people are managing or have somebody in power at that moment.
Yeah.
Or are hoping for their chance to come.
Okay.
Yeah, so I talk about things because I feel deeply about those things.
That's right. That's right. And I know there are some social issues. So far, you enthused about governance and societal issues. There are some very pertinent ones that keep you awake every night. And we're also going to be looking at your mindset on what's happening in respect to Ghana, talking about Grammys and all of that. But before then, and also we dive into your album that you're going to be released. The Blue something? The Blue Card, right?
Yeah, Blue Card is out.
Okay.
It's out, but
before we touch on that, I want us to quickly watch your video with Ohima Dadao.
Oh, okay.
So let's go see it.
Isn't that Sister Davy's brother?
Love the Kabbalah with Ohima Dada on this one. I think this one is a more catchy song talking about controversial issue, things happening in society and all of that. And I told you from all the songs you
wow,
yeah.
Thank you, wow.
Yeah. So, bro,
Yeah.
do you have a song with your Sister Debbie?
Oh, we have a few. I mean, she features in our film Cause of Money on a few songs in there.
Okay.
We have a song together about plastic pollution called Refuse, Reuse, Recycle.
I love that.
And we are working on a musical book for the youth, for the children, to talk about just different aspects of the environment and, just kind of music directed for children.
Okay.
Because we feel like children are not getting any music. They are just listening to what the adults are listening to. And a lot of stuff is innuendo. It's non-appropriate for children.
Okay.
You don't want a child 6-year-old thinking about getting Bentley and Beamer and this kind of stuff, or about I miss you, I love you, and this, So we want to do like a project for children.
Okay, so real quick, before we get back to it again, I have a Grammy member speaking from the United States of America who is live on us right now. And like we said, we're setting a Grammy agenda, and she is going to be taking us through Grammys, everything we need to know, the criteria, things that we are not doing right as a creative country, and then things we need to start doing right, everything we need to know about Grammys and So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to introduce to you Karen Smith, who is a Grammy member, a publicist, and then a marketing professional. Nice of you, Karen Smith.
Having a little bit of sound problems. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
That's great. Nice of you. Welcome to Ghana.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So the whole of Ghana, the whole of West Africa is watching you. Okay,
well,
so
good morning to everyone.
Great. Briefly, I know that you were at the Grammys this year. You were at the Super Bowl, I think the FLA and all of that. So can you give us some of the highlights at the Grammys this year? And then African participation at the Grammys this year?
Yeah, I mean, the Grammys, as far as the highlights go, from my perspective, they're much more than a televised show. It is an entire week of industry connection and celebration during that Grammy week. Some of the most exclusive moments are the private pre-Grammy events, the red carpet moments, the invite-only after parties where artists and producers and executives from around the world are coming together. Many of the important collaborations and relationships begin in those spaces versus the actual award show and broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Grammy has a category. Grammy has a criteria to how a creative could be nominated, how a creative will get on the Grammy. So, what are the criteria to if a creative want to get onto the Grammys?
Well, the Grammy Awards are presented by the Recording Academy, and that is a peer. The Recording Academy is a peer voted within the music industry, which makes the recognition especially meaningful. There are several key steps for that process. First, the music has to be released during the official eligibility period, which is set by the Recording Academy. And then it also has to be commercially available in the United States, typically through major streaming platforms or approved physical distribution. The artist or their team must properly submit the work in the correct category for consideration. And that placement really matters. You have to make sure that you are presenting your music in the correct nomination category. Then the submissions go through a screening process where they ensure that they meet the technical and eligibility requirements for nomination. And then once all that happens, the voting members of the Recording Academy, who are music creators and professionals themselves, participate in the nomination round and the final voting round.
That's great. That's great. That's so insightful. And then we would like you to be part of our creative industry. So this year, we didn't have any Ghanaian creative being nominated for the Grammys, but we had the likes of many Nigerians getting on because I think they understand some things and they are doing some things right. So we need you on our creative, as part of our creative body to drive it forward. So 2027, which is next year, we want a number of Ghanaians to get to the Grammy. So I believe we've gotten you on. Can you hear me, Karin? Karin, can you hear me? Hello, Karin?
Yes.
Okay. So if you heard me, I was like, the creative industry in Ghana, we want to set an agenda. 2027, we want to have many of our creatives to be nominated on the Grammys. So we are going to need you to get on to work with us. Let's get it done. Let's set an agenda together and let's get our creatives onto the Grammy 2027. Are you going to do this with us?
Absolutely. I mean, Ghana absolutely has the talent. That is not an issue at all. The gap is really around global music industry strategy and infrastructure. So Grammy recognition typically requires a strong international distribution, a consistent global visibility, strategic collaborations, and well-executed awards campaigns. So to gain more prominence, I believe that Ghana should continue they should continue investing in the global marketing, as well as strengthening international relationships, educating artists on the Grammy submission process, and also leveraging Ghana's global community. When the strategy matches the talent, the recognition will follow.
That's great. That's great. All right, so Karen Smith, super elated having you. I think we've had some very great education from you regarding the Grammys. And then we are also pleased to have you as part of, so you and Ryan are partly Ghanaian and also from the States, yeah. Yeah, so of course you're going to be working very close with us. We are setting an agenda and we're going to do everything right. All the education you've given us this morning, we're going to put all these pieces together and we make sure we start doing things right from now so that next year we have many of our creatives being nominated for the Grammy. So, Karen, once more, nice having you, and Ghana is pleased to have you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Karen Smith, a Grammy member, publicist, and then professional marketing expert I just had a one-on-one with. So, getting back to my guest real quick, One Love Kubolo. Let's touch on your album, The Blue Card, real quick.
Yes, wow. Blue Card, it's an album I wrote in 2007. I started writing it then. And I produced a lot of the songs, but just about a few months ago, I decided to release it, but have all the songs reproduced by a different producer.
Okay.
And so the whole album is produced by King Stan from Copenhagen, Denmark. Very excellent producer, drummer. And and features a couple of dope artists like Adoma.
That's right.
Is on there, Buki the Barbarian. It's not my usual album talking about, environment or society or politics. It's more of a blue film album.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right, bro. So that's about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can do the day without touching on our top 5 countdown. So this week's top 5 countdown, the number 5 spot is a new entry. And number 5 spot for this week is a new entry. This is Joe Beda. He's called this one Rua Remix featuring Oxlade and Yemi Alade and also Prince. And number 4 spotlight is King Paluta. He's still in the spotlight. I think last week, he's kind of reduced this. He's lost his spot and then taking a different spot this week. He got this one, Awami featuring Kwabena. And number 3 spot, he says he's riding solo. Kamido on this one. And number 2 was taken by Erade Aye. The R2Beast is another new entry. He didn't even take the spot 5, spot 2, spot 3. He's come right to the spot 2. And that is amazing. That's awesome from R2Beast with Erade Aye. And then the number 1 spot, he was number 1 last week, and he's still on the run and sticking to the number 1 spot. He says he's not letting go. Mr. Easy and King Promise, and they call this one That Way. So we're going to be watching these videos, and y'all got to know at the same time next week. We're going to be right to make it happen, talk about everything entertainment, everything the showbiz industry.
Number 5.
Down of the week, and it's GH1 Live Source segment, GH1 Top 5 Music Videos Countdown of the week. And don't forget to call me DS, the Golden Boy. We get to you every Friday. No, two ways. So, one love the cover. Charlie, bro, nice having you.
Yeah, thanks.
You sporting stuff this morning. Yeah, your last word to the fans out there.
Well, there's a new project out, Lamisi, Let Us Clap.
Okay.
So they should just search in their DSPs. Lamisi,
Let's clap. Let us clap. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is where we bring the curtains to a close and center. Next week, we're going to be right here to make it happen in no two ways. I'm out.